Monday, April 6th, 2020. I was really excited for an entire month of 420, but there's something that's really screwing that up right now. And it's not a virus. Well, it kind of is. It's Dana Schwartz. But regardless, we'll talk about her later and her Oscar the Grouch looking ass. But joining me this evening, first, the panel right here on the Place to Be Reviews, where I am Etep Wokuian right here with all of you Monday night going in raw. What's up, Keely Chow in the chat already? Let me introduce my first guest this evening, Steve from Franchise History TV.
What up, y'all? Hope you guys stay safe out there.
All right, and next, he is the NPC on the end. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Tonedef.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're maintaining your sanity. We're here to give you a little slice of escapism tonight, so we appreciate you tuning in.
And next on the list, he is Commander Cody of Goober Brothers Entertainment.
Yeah, I would have had a cooler intro if it wasn't for that goddamn Carol Baskin.
It's all her fault, all
her fault.
Yeah, what? Fucking Carol Baskin. She made me stub my toe earlier. And last but certainly not least, he is the Don of 2 Cents Toys. Hail, Salvador.
Hello and salutations. I am a surprise guest tonight, and I'm just here to have some fun, because if you ain't having fun, then why bother? As a side note, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the artist Lizzo, but I spoke with her today, believe it or not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she has a song, pretty famous, and I was asking her, I was like, hey, Lizzo, how do you feel about Tiger King? It's a worldwide phenomenon right now. And she goes, I just checked, and Carol Baskin is 100% that bitch. So, you heard it here first, folks.
They're both offensive for different reasons. Let's see. Hail, Admiral Tiberius. He says, good evening, you beautiful people. Let's get the gangbang of pop culture started. Well, all right.
Let's be honest here. It's more of a bukkake of pop culture.
Oh, this is devolving really quick. Yeah. Keely Chow, the Carol Baskin story starring Brie Larson as Carol Baskin. Oof. That's a pretty fair comparison.
Well, to be fair, Carol Baskin has a bigger butt than Brie Larson, so she'd probably play Joe Erotic.
to be fair,
I'm waiting for the prawn parody of Joe Erotic.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just waiting. It's gonna happen. If it's not happened already, I'm sure it's on one of the hubs somewhere.
Oh God.
I
sure he's made his own.
The wife asked me, she goes, can you trim the kid's hair? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna give him the Joe Exotic. She looked at him, she goes, I'll fucking cut you. I'm going to. His hair is not quite long enough, so I'm gonna let it grow for a couple, because I just took him to the barber before all this shit started. So I'm gonna let it grow out, then I'm gonna fucking side shave him, give him a Joe Exotic haircut. Fuck it, he doesn't have to leave the house anyway.
I'm gonna create a parody of Joe Erotic. It's gonna be Don Exotic.
You let him
or Don Erotic, my bad.
So you let it grow, and just in time for Halloween, and he can carry around a stuffed tiger for Halloween.
Yeah. I actually have a mullet wig in my closet.
I'm gonna put it. I'll paint a little. I'll paint a little mustache on him.
Hell yeah!
I gotta ask. Forgive me for questioning your parenting, but if you give him the Joe Exotic haircut now, there's nowhere to go after that. That's the top.
That is. That is. There's nothing else you can do after that. We could just go like full blown mullet with it, but anyway. Oh hell! So speaking of that, and that fucking Carol Baskin, we're talking about Tiger King. And it was funny. Before I watched it, I just started to get the memes and everything, so I kind of looked it up, and I do remember this guy from. I used to watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Religiously, and that was my first introduction to the world of Joe Exotic. Now I remember him, I'm talking about him, he was going to run for president, him actually running for governor because of that, and how funny it was. And this fucking guy is absolutely insane. I mean, Oh man, like I thought this show was going to be a comedy at first, you know. I was like, and then it just got like very dark, like very quick, like. But the ancillary characters on this shit, like Doc, what is it, Doc Antel or whatever his name is?
Doc Intel.
Yeah, I want to go to his preserve. I want to go there.
For the tigers or the ladies?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
I got real Charles Manson vibes from that guy.
Oh yeah.
Like when I found out that all the women there were like his girlfriends, I was like, oh Lord.
That's a cult, dude.
Yeah.
Goddamn white people and their cults.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, man, that was I know, because I picked up on that too. I was like, it wasn't quite like Jonestown, but it was like this guy has a hold. Yeah, like the Manson thing worked. That's very spot on with that, because he was just a weird fucking, like, yeah, there's a, like when the one girl left, it was like, yeah, she sounded like one of those people that left like Scientology in that Leah Remini special.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah, that's she's the lady from King of Queens, right?
Yes.
Okay. I thought that name sounded familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That. So the show, I mean, this guy is like a living, breathing like parody of himself. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that this is how this guy, you know. And what was great was the producer of the reality show that they were making about him, how he just ended up with everything, you know, like he got all the fucking footage, and then, oh wait, what happens? You know, spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's a mild spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it yet. And I apologize for saying this, but there was something I noticed, like I forget what episode it is, but there's a whole episode where they talk about the fire in the studio that eliminated all the footage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where did all the footage from before the fire come from then?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was all destroyed, where did all this come from? Like, how did Netflix get all this footage if it was destroyed in a fire?
Yeah. I know. I was like, red flag.
Yeah.
That was like my ex. It was a huge red flag.
Mm-hmm. Now, just around the panel, you and I have seen, I think, the most of it. Has anyone else actually watched the whole thing?
No.
Nope.
No.
Just one episode.
I'm trying to figure out, is this a mockumentary or a document? Is this real or is it? Because I thought it was scripted up until.
No.
It's real.
This is real.
This is very real.
At first, I thought it was going to be one of those like late night Adult Swim shows, like Eric and whatever it's called.
Tim and Eric, awesome show.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, this is not Spinal Tap.
No.
Well, just the way everybody was talking about it, I thought it was some kind of comedy show or movie or something. And then I did some research and I was like, oh, this is really real. This really happened.
Well, it kind of is comedy.
Oh, it's too fucking crazy not to be funny. I mean, it really is. This damn woman, this Carol Baskin, like seriously, like if you've seen the memes, if you're on social media and if you're looking for context on it, this woman basically, like I looked at her and I couldn't figure out why I didn't like her, other than the fact that she just seems like a raging psychopath, like money grubbing bitch. Is that, and I think it was Alex Linklex7 posted it in the group today, and he tagged Tony in it, and it was half Carol Baskin's face, but she matched up the other half with Hillary Clinton, and it didn't miss a beat. And I was like, oh fuck, there it is. That was the funniest picture I've seen yet. I was like, holy shit, and it literally matched up perfectly. I'm like, but this woman is like insane. Like, she's absolutely insane. Once you get her backstory, and I don't want to give too much away now because I know you guys haven't seen it, and I'm trying to kind of tread around it lightly. But
you don't want to tell these cool cats and kittens what she's all about?
Oh God. Hi. Yeah, if you've you can go on Facebook and check out her fucking, or did they have a YouTube channel too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got a YouTube channel for her game, like rescue, big cat rescue is what it's called.
Down like you're hunting them.
Yeah, it's in Florida.
Yeah, what's not in Florida?
Yeah. But yeah, she's got She's got her YouTube show, and that's how she starts out every video. Is, "Hi, you cool cats and kittens," and it's like it's cringy as fuck.
Finding
it's
out
like Hillary Clinton going, "Hey, I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids." What?
I don't want to wash my hands anymore after finding out this is real.
This is taking away my will to wash my hands.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What is this? Admiral Tiberius says, "I refuse to watch it." Why is that, man? Why? Just wondering why. I mean, I don't care if you do or you don't. It doesn't affect me either way. I just kind of wondering why. You boycotting a gay gun-toting country singing redneck? That's
Who doesn't
that's
even sing his own songs.
Yeah, who sings his songs? He's like a Milli Vanilli kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. But it's some band, I don't know, some band, they're actually really good. At first, I didn't actually believe that it was his voice, though, like from the beginning. I was like, there's no way that voice comes out of that.
Yeah. He'd have to be some kind of idiot savant. I mean, like, really. Be like Peter Griffin, that episode of Family Guy where he gets drunk and he can play the piano really well.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Exotic gets all methed up and can fucking sing.
Oh, my God. There are songs that you don't want to like, but then you hear them in the show and you're like, God damn it, I gotta look this up on iTunes now.
Hey, here, kitty, kitty. Wasn't that one of them? Here, kitty,
yeah.
kitty. The one where he finds the Carol Baskin lookalike for the music video, and she's feeding chunks of meat out of like it's supposed to be like a bust of her husband's head, feeding chunks of meat to the fucking tigers. Oh my God! Like he just throttled her. Like those two were just like bang bang back and forth. What's up, Lincoln7? How you doing, man?
Cool cats and kittens.
We're talking the whole captive tigers. Oh, I'm not Alpita, but I do love animals. Well, I mean, honestly, like to me, despite everything that was going on crazy in that show, like the tigers seem to be up to a certain point in very good health and, you know, taken care of really well. Now, is that just me or?
I tend to disagree, but I mean, the whole show is about abuse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were in smaller cages than they should have been, and that's like they were always in the cages, and they fed them shit food too. They'd feed them like roadkill and shit, and they're like, "You serious?"
Yeah, I'm probably gonna survive that long. Eating real food like that, and being cooped up in the cage like that.
Yeah. Tiger needs to roam.
That was Carol Baskin's whole like shtick.
Her cages were smaller than anyone else's, though.
Yes,
Exactly.
they were. Yes, they were. Hers were small. Hers were way smaller than Joe Exotic's.
That was a dog kennel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, well, we actually take care of them, and we actually look after them and give them a better place to live. It's like this is the same thing, but with less rednecks, surprisingly.
Yeah. Greatest rivalries ever: Marvel, DC, WCW, WWF, Nintendo, Sega, and now Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. That's about it, man. It's gonna go down in the ages. I mean, that. What was funny was when the employees were taking the meat out of. I was like, oof. But I mean, yeah, I mean, they were basically like living in squalor, you know. Like I think them tigers were living better than them employees were. I mean,
you got to remember though, like there's a good solid chance that most of those people were former felons, ex-cons.
Oh yeah.
Like so, it's how do I phrase this delicately? It's up to the person to take care of the condition that they're in. Like, they could collectively very easily take care of those mobile homes that they live in, but they elect not to.
Yeah, this is true. This is also true, because when they showed them, it was like, yeah, like you said, man, you're pretty spot on there. I mean, you could clean that up, I mean, even if it's a little rough, you can still clean it,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that kind of falls on them. But yeah, his now, what about his two husbands?
Dude, it was like if a Waffle House crew and then a fucking Golden Corral crew went and had a gay wedding.
At a
Oh.
carnival.
That's
At
exactly
carnival.
what it was.
Yeah, at the booth where you throw the ball into the cup and win the goldfish that dies before you get home.
Yup.
Ugh.
Exactly. Dude, the first episode, the guy with the long hair, he's like holding the fucking tiger and he's like letting his kid pet it. He's singing this creepy ass song about the tiger about to kill him, and it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yep.
It's like losing it. I was like, okay, the first episode's the most important for a TV show because you have to at least somewhat like it, and there has to be good first impressions. Dude, there were no good first impressions in this episode.
Oh, there was not. Everybody was an asshole or degenerate of some type.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the goal.
They succeeded.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did. Big time. Got everybody talking about it. Memes, everything.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I wonder if this. Oh, I was just gonna say, I wonder if the show would be any good if this wasn't this bug going around.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Probably.
I think it still would be because this is just like, I mean, there's certain things that people like thrive on, and this is just like this is kind of like the Jerry Springer show taken off the stage and just put in the wild in 2020. I mean, you've got this like insane gay white trash guy married to two straight guys. One of them, he just keeps happy with four-wheelers, guns, and weed. I mean, the other one, meth. I mean, it doesn't get any more deliciously white trash than this. I mean, let's be honest here. They might as well have a trailer with a dirt floor and they keep sweeping it. And now it's a ditch. I mean, it's just, it's fucking bad. Like, but this dude is like, he's so, like it's, I don't even really know how you quantify somebody like that. Like,
It's like stale white chocolate.
this is, it's like Joe Dirt had a kid with fucking, I don't know. I mean, oof.
It's like water-based lube out of Flint, Michigan.
Oof.
That's a good one. I like that one.
That is,
That's a spicy meatball.
that is. Oh, poor Flint. Admiral Tiberius says, don't insult Waffle House like that. More like Golden Corral and Cracker Barrel.
And don't install Cracker Barrel like that.
I was going to say, Cracker Barrel is actually like high class compared to Waffle House and Golden Corral.
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cracker Barrel has standards.
Yeah, I was going to say they do. They do. I mean, let's be honest. If you say a Waffle House has standards, you're going to get struck by lightning.
They at least have all their teeth at Cracker Barrel,
Yeah.
so that's a plus.
I've never worried about getting bed bugs going to a freaking Cracker Barrel.
Or bitten.
And that's by the waitresses. That's not even bugs. That's a waitresses.
I get knocked out at a Waffle House either.
Yeah.
That either.
No. Yeah. It's like nothing good ever happened at midnight in a Waffle House.
Oh,
Nothing good.
Admiral Tiberius. Damn white people.
Oh. The fucking so the Tiger King thing. So that Carol, her husband, what's it? Howard is her husband now.
Mhm.
Does this guy remind you like Prince William?
A little
Like-
bit.
I got that Prince William just like kind of inbred vibe, but he's like, this guy's got money. You can tell he's got money. And of course she married another guy with money,
Yeah, that's what I don't get it. Why don't they use all their millions to put the cats back into the wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, what do I know?
Yeah, because she's making money off of them when she's mad at other people for making money off them, but she's making money off them,
Oh, she's making money hand over fist compared
Oh,
to
yeah.
a lot of people.
Oh, well, what was her ex-husband, the one that mysteriously disappeared? He was worth what? Like, what'd they say? Like 30 million or something like that at one point, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
jeez.
Admiral Tiberius, this comment's getting highlighted. I watched a newly married get freaky at the counter in a Waffle House. That right there is the foundation of a union that is truly built to last.
Hell yeah, you go for the waffles, save for the free entertainment.
That's like that couple I married in a hot tub. I mean, that was probably the strangest wedding I've done.
That's when you look at the couple and then you point at the waitress and be like, "Hey, can I get that covered?"
Yeah. I don't want that. Can we practice social distancing? Get the hell away from my food. I don't want your balls near my food. I don't want my Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this fucking show, dude.
It's God, Joe. His dynamic, just like his. I want to know how many personality disorders he has. Like that is, I wonder if he had like a full diagnosis done, ever after he was, well, I mean, everybody knows, whether you watch the show or not, that Joe ain't coming home anytime soon. Joey,
he did.
What's that?
Well, I was saying, well, he did drive himself off a bridge, so yeah, there that goes.
He's definitely he's a different cat. But yeah, I mean, that's I don't know how those fucking guys at what point in your life do you be like, I want weed so bad I'm gonna marry this gay dude? Like that's just, I mean, if that's what floats your boat, homie, I mean, do your thing by all means. But I mean, for some weed, I mean, it's not even like coke or anything. It was weed.
Well, we know where Pete draws the line at.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fucking line to be drawn here in the sand, and goddamn it, I will draw it right there. Motherfucker, I'm not going gay over some weed. This is not happening. Cocaine.
I'm just surprised. Like, how did this show get made? Because it's clearly like animal abuse, and I understand they shouldn't have, but they had the right to own those animals. But at what point is it that's not animal abuse at all? It's like, you realize these aren't house cats, right? These are huge.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand about people that actually like own these and have them. Like if you own a tiger like that, if you have that kind of jack, have it in a cage. I wouldn't just have some. I mean, that is an apex predator. That is above us on the food chain. Okay, by rule, I never will have a pet that I can't physically fucking beat. I mean, in a fight, I mean, my cat's pretty big, but I can fuck him up if I have to,
I think Meech is going to give you a run for your money.
If he catches me off guard, he will. That fucking fat, chunky bastard jumps off the top of the refrigerator when I'm stumbling around later at night. I'm done.
He's the size of a small man.
She is, dude. He's like, that's why I named him Big Meech. I was like, I knew when I got him, he's going to be a little gangster, and he beats the shit out of the dog.
Your cat and your son would weigh in for a UFC fight just fine.
Like when Meech stands up, he's almost as tall as Trey.
That's a big cat.
Yeah, he's a Norwegian forest cat.
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
They're a little bit smaller than Maine Coon.
And Maine Coons are basically somewhere between like a bobcat and a house cat.
Yeah,
it's a slight exaggeration, but
they're big. Those Maine Coons can get big. But that's a lot of fur to take. Today on the Pet Show with Etep Wokuian. But so I mean, Tiger King. It's crazy to see this show, like you said, Cody. How it got made. It is definitely the theater of the absurd. I mean, yeah, I went into this fully expecting a comedy, and like I said, it does have its moments where you're laughing because it's absurd, but then there's other times where you're just like, ooh, you cringe because it's like, this is just wow, like how do people live like that?
Very easily.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that they make like thousands and millions off of like cruelly making these animals breed and then just ripping they're like puppy mills.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like you got your like pet store, like your big name pet stores and stuff, but it's just like those. It's like you're cruelly breeding these animals, ripping the puppies out from the litter or the kittens, and then just making millions off of them. Like it's just crazy to me.
The caveat to that, I'd rather that they breed the tigers, the ones that are already in captivity, instead of stealing cubs out of the wild.
Yep.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
there is a silver lining to that.
And I get that, but there's a better way of doing it, and there's also, releasing the animals, or at least trying to. But the longer you keep them in captivity, once they're like 5, 6 years old, you can't release them. They're unreleasable. They're not going to be able to survive.
Mhm.
So,
And there was the. Oh, go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
I'm done. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and there was the question about that Doc Antel, what he was doing with his cats once they got past a certain age.
yeah.
Was was he paying somebody to make them disappear, or I mean, because they said he knows enough people around, because he's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He knows enough people around there and has dirt on enough people that he can get a couple people to get rid of a tiger, because they said it takes two people. It reminded me of Snatch. It's like, never always be wary of a man with a pig farm. It's like, always be wary of a man with a tiger farm.
Mm-hmm.
Or from Land of the Lost, don't ever trust a man in a tunic.
the Will Ferrell version, of course.
Yeah.
The saving grace of that movie was Danny McBride.
That movie is so underrated. It's not even funny. It's like, you got Will Ferrell and Danny McBride and a little furry guy.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Oh, the mosquito bite part was the best, though. But before we get sidetracked on Land of the Lost, Link Alex 7 says Doc was running a damn cult. I don't care what anyone said. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, those are, yeah, those those women are they're not there of their own free will after a while. They got Stockholm syndrome, kind of like me and Ruby Rose.
Boo.
It wasn't a normal Sunday night without Batwoman. I'm not gonna lie, man. I still haven't watched Walking Dead from last night. I passed out in my chair. It was like 8:55 and I woke up and it was like 10:05. I'm like, oh shit. Of course, like, I DVR'd it. It was good. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. No, I don't watch it tonight after the show. So let's transition off of some Tiger King into another kind of cat, one that, I don't know, probably lives in an alley and I would imagine smells like garbage. Of course, I speak of none other than Marvel Studios She-Hulk writer Dana Schwartz.
Yummy.
Yeah, she is just, I mean, like, did these, I seems like this is just a rhetorical question at this point, but do these people even have any sort of, I don't know, like, does anybody like police what they say on social media? Because I don't think they do, because I mean, she just is a fucking horror on Twitter.
Daddy
She's a
issues.
whore or horror?
She is a horror show. I mean, oh yeah, she's got daddy issues big time.
I mean, that's
Go ahead.
it's just it's what it boils down to. It's daddy issues. She isn't comfortable with herself and she has to project it out onto everyone else to feel secure.
That's pretty much it. Marvel Studios She-Hulk writer Dana Schwartz compares men to Oscar the Grouch as she continues her man-hating Twitter tirades. From John F. Trent. This is from a couple days ago, but we'll just kind of look at these tweets here. Every straight relationship. I mean, and then, she was sharing, I think the picture is in the article here, and somebody posted it in one of the groups the other day. It's from her Instagram feed.
I just see 2 garbage cans.
That's it. It's just 2 dumpsters, isn't it?
Huh.
I found a meme. It's a template of it's 2 of them together. It's like Oscar and a girl Oscar next to each other, and I'm gonna tweet that to Dana Schwartz. I'll write at her in it and be like, everybody that's ever been in a relationship with Dana Schwartz, here you go, and it'll be that. But let's see here. Let's see. Just recently, she attempted to blame men for questioning her credentials that landed her the role as a She-Hulk writer. She claimed it was sexist to even question her about those credentials, while also claiming her employees have the right to question her. Her employers have the right to.
Pete, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think you may have misspoke. With that picture you plan on making, that's going to be wildly inaccurate because the Muppets don't run on batteries.
Damn.
She no,
that doesn't even look like her.
That's isn't that Nicole Kidman?
I was about to say, I was like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah. Let's see. She is specifically taking issue with white men claiming they were gatekeepers of literature and important books. She's even called for banning the books written by white men, and she said that in her Western canon book.
I wish I could just pick a race and then start hating on them and not get in trouble. Fuck.
Yeah.
But she's
stay employed and it's just that's ridiculous.
I don't even want that. I just want people like her to have consequences for their actions. I mean, you're representing Disney at the end of it, because Marvel is fucking owned by Disney, and Disney is allowing their employees to do this. It's like, I know you're hemorrhaging like hundreds of millions of dollars a day in lost revenues because of all this nonsense going on, but so you'd think you'd have a little extra time to, make sure your employees aren't saying stuff like, come on, high schoolers do not need to read Ernest Hemingway. The sun will not fall from the sky if another generation of students also don't fake their way through the sun also rises. You've read it. Our ideas of what the important books are wasn't built by a vacuum. They were created back in a time when books by women and people of color were inherently thought of as lesser. The gatekeepers were white men who were biased in favor of their own perspective. I mean, do you write a comic book, TV show, or are you are you a cultural commentator? This is the dichotomy we're facing here with these people.
It's just hard to believe that some people stay employed and can just spout off dumb shit like that.
It's what happens when you label everybody an ist, a racist, a sexist. People like Dana Schwartz, the actual sexists, are able to come out of the woodwork, get employed, gain a platform and a voice, and then start spewing their garbage to millions of people. And it's sad, and it's an unintended consequence of a certain agenda, social justice.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just different shades of tan. I'm a very light shade of tan. Some people are dark, but who gives a shit? We're all comic book fans and fucking dweebs. Like, who cares, Dana?
What I find the most... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's supposed to be fun.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not pulling teeth.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead, Sal.
I was just going to say that I find that tirade very interesting, that she didn't offer up any examples of other literature. No. She just made the statement with nothing to say, try reading these books or reading this or reading that, which, would have been the proper way to go about it. Been like, well, this book was, very, very, or written very well, had a great story, blah, 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 and didn't receive any kind of acclaim. It isn't in, English classes, but she didn't have that. She just made a statement and then, let it hang out there.
Just kind of just throwing that out there with no substance behind it,
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a prefab wall, just nothing there behind it, just paper, That's
I wonder how. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's what most of her tweets are, though. I mean, like, and her statements are. It's just random stuff. And then, like I said, if you add, any criticism, and you're a sexist, or you're blah blah blah. I sound like the grandpa fucking Adam Sandler from goddamn Hotel. Blah blah blah. I do not say blah blah blah. But no, she's ridiculous. I mean, it's hypocritical. I mean,
I wonder how
yeah.
she handles like job interviews. Like, what are your credentials? I don't expect you to ask me about that. It's like, okay. Jesus. Like,
Here's another one. Let's see. The literary canon as it exists is racist and patriarchal, and it keeps reinforcing itself. Of the 26 writers, only 4 are women, all white. Only 2 of the writers are Latin American, none are black. I mean,
do those people have names?
No, they don't. They're just only identified by race and gender. That's how we identify people in this day and age.
Wow.
You know, their names don't matter. It's what you are that matters to these types of folks that, you know, and it's like, so you're basically dehumanizing them while you're virtue signaling and just trying to make yourself look good because you don't really care. That's why you're fine with just dehumanizing them and tearing people down and making them, this is all you are. Like that seems a little bit counterproductive to what her message is supposed to be saying. But, you know, who am I, right?
Seems selfish, a very selfish point of view, and hollow.
I mean, I've only got 13 more days until I'm 40. I mean, that means I can only tell Brie Larson what to do for 13 more days because I'll be 40 and I'll just be some 40-year-old white dude and I can't tell her what to do anymore. So I wonder if the same applies to Dana Schwartz.
but Pete, it's 2020. We can pick your age, gender, and color. So
Fuck it, I've been waiting so long to identify as an attack helicopter.
I'm gonna be a teal submarine.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Oh, all right, we're not copyright. Let's see. Here's another one. You know what? Screw it. No novels by white men in high schools for the next 20 years. That was on November 1st of 2019.
That's unbearable.
Like, can you? What would a first date be like with this woman?
I can't imagine.
Oh my god!
I don't even think it'll last 2 minutes.
I imagine it would probably be to like an egg processing plant because you'd be walking around on eggshells the entire time.
That's See, like seriously, like you couldn't say anything to her. Oh wait, wait. Leo Red says I identify as 14. R. Kelly. Oh God. Jesus. Admiral Tiberius says I identify as an Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine armed with 108 nuclear-tipped warheads. That's pretty specific. I think you put some time into that one. Oh my God. So yeah, like seriously though, like a first date with her, like I mean, I've actually dated a woman who I guess she kind of, like, looking back, she was kind of a feminist, but like she wasn't, I mean, she had her like moments, but she wasn't this, like, I can't imagine like being with somebody, and I'm a typical guy, you know. I mean, I'm not a fucking like misogynist or anything, but I mean, I believe in equality, you know. You women got there, you know, you guys can vote, you can do anything you want to do. I mean, I don't see anybody telling Dana Schwartz she can't write a book or, you know, be the head of a TV show.
I'm telling her, you can't do that, bitch.
I mean, I'd like to tell her, hey, you should probably stick to making sandwiches. But I mean, this woman doesn't look like she could cook either.
Damn.
I mean, I'm gonna bet she could probably fuck up macaroni and cheese out of the cup that you put the water in the fucking thing for 3 minutes and you're done with it. She could probably fuck that up.
She'd forget the cup.
She dumps it out in the microwave and pours water on the little turntable and it just fucking spins around and makes a mess for 3 minutes. Like, what the fuck did you do? Look, honey, I cooked macaroni and cheese. Get the fuck out.
She thinks they're gonna grow like little worms.
And I like cats, but take your 60 cats with you.
Word to wise, never date a feminist. Hell, I've been there.
Who was it? Somebody I can't remember who it was, did a video on that. It's about not dating feminists, and it's like it was a bigger, like, I don't know if it was a YouTuber, I can't remember who it was. It really pisses me off, but it was It was freaking hilarious though, because I'm like, you think about it and you're like, if you just look at somebody, look at a woman and you're like, she's pretty, and then you start talking to her and it's like, oh shit. And it's like, where's that exit strategy? She starts talking and all of a sudden it's like, I mean, if I'm sitting down talking to a woman and the word patriarchy comes out of her mouth, I'm just going to get up and walk away. I'm going to like get up and slowly back away and then take off running. And I'm too fat to run. So that's going to be an odd fucking sight. More like a slow paced waddle, but
it's a red flag that she's fallen to the dark side of the Schwartz.
I mean, this is,
nobody comes back from that.
I don't think so.
That was a grade A pun, sir.
Let's see. Wait, what is this right here? Do you see how objectifying that is? Men can get fat and bald and aged, but since women are not people, merely objects to bolster a male-aimed fantasy, if they are not desirable, then they are literally worthless, or worse than worthless, because they ruin the fantasy.
Oh my god,
that's wildly inaccurate.
Yeah.
That comes down to person. Because, like, I know plenty of other guys that are, morbidly obese and still have some hair and think the worst of themselves. And I know women that are morbidly obese, like 600-pound plus, and think that they're the hottest things in sliced bread. So that comes down to personal confidence. That has nothing to do with, like, anything else.
Also coming from somebody who writes fantasy. So,
yeah.
I'm sure you don't write the She-Hulk as a big fat slob, don't you?
No, She-Hulk looks like fucking Bruce Banner now. She looks exactly like regular Hulk.
Yeah.
You guys have seen the images, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrifying. Like Jennifer Walters was like a smoke show, and now it's like a fucking mongoloid.
So she basically looks like Caitlyn Jenner, that drunken monster.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Let's see what else we have here. Let's see what other white men should be banned from teaching literature until 15 women win the Nobel Prize for literature in a row.
But what if you're half white?
Like, okay, so if there's not 15 good women in a row that are eligible to win the Nobel Prize, what do we do then?
What about 14?
Like, this is lunacy. Like,
who has time to think about that?
Isn't she supposed to be writing a TV show?
Yeah, why aren't you at work?
Well, we've seen the kind of caliber of writing that comes out of people that are playing on Twitter instead of writing. So.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You got. That was the thing. Like, I still couldn't understand about Knives Out. Is like, how did so many people think that movie was that good? Like, I watched a half hour of it, and Daniel Craig talking made me want to jam my letter opener into my head. No, his accent was fucking terrible. I don't care what anybody says. It was like listening to fucking Helen Keller with peanut butter on the roof of her mouth try to fucking say 1 It was fucking brutal. Like, it was straight brutal. Oh God. But I don't know. Like this, let's see what else we got here in the Dana tweet. Let's see. A note to all men: please never give me advice on how to punch up my tweets. Honestly, so much of Twitter is men commenting on my jokes with less funny versions of the same joke. And that's the thing, is like, doesn't she realize women aren't funny?
Damn.
For the most part.
Did she not see that South Park episode? Women aren't funny. Come on, say something funny, Wendy. Talk about how fat you are, and then say my vagina.
So is she a lesbian?
No, she's not. That's the thing. Like, how? Like, what kind of fucking like simp is? Well, I just answered my own question. Never mind. I was gonna say what kind of simp is gonna fucking go after her, but yeah. What is this? The worst? Oh God, I can't even. This hurts my brain. We should be banning all my. Wait, yeah, I'm actually saying that the worst sex writing in 2018 is all by men.
Q. Men can't find the clit joke. Got it.
Yeah. What is this? My favorite thing.
By the way, I found it, Dana, so suck it.
I thought I found it once, but it was just a chewed up piece of bubblegum underneath the couch.
Damn. You too?
Yeah.
Oh. So
dinner for schmucks if anyone's playing at home.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I watched it a few a couple months ago. I love that movie.
Seen it once, long time ago.
You know what's up.
It's one I want to watch again because I mean I like Steve Carell. I thought he was funny in it, and it's got Paul Rudd. So
that tweet up at the top, if you scroll up just a little, that explains everything wrong with her right there.
Oh, this one right here. Women have to flay themselves open and bear all of their trauma and vulnerability in public just so we can beg men to care the slightest bit. So you're an attention-seeking bitch.
That's everything right there.
That pretty much is it. She's just an attention-seeking fucking thought. Like,
Sorry,
that's all she is.
Sorry, Daddy was busy providing a good life for you.
I'm sorry, Meg. I'm sorry I missed your ball game. Here's your ice cream cone. Shut up, Meg. I wonder how mad she'd get if I photoshopped a picture of Meg Griffin's face on her body and fucking tweeted it to her. I'd probably
I wonder
get
how
blocked.
triggered she would get if she saw Dana White. Oh.
What about Shirley Temple Black? Dude, that joke missed, man.
It missed a little bit,
I
but
don't think anybody got that one. All right, let's see. Some of the worst men I've encountered are nerds who didn't get girls when they were younger, then became successful, and now see them as commodities that they're entitled to. Does she not know how this works? What is?
simple fix, just go get an athlete. That's always been cool.
You know what I think her problem is? I think every time she tweets, it's after she got turned down on Tinder.
Yeah.
And seriously,
Probably.
it's probably her getting turned down on Tinder, and it's just she's fucking. This is pit. Look, I believe I learned something from every relationship I'm in. Usually, I have low self-esteem and bad taste in men. She had to do the walk of shame. I mean, look, it's at 10:52. She got kicked out at like 10:45 at night, and this is her shoeless walking down the sidewalk, unshowered, fucking dirty, smell like sweat and shame.
She was the chick that the 40-year-old virgin kicked in the face.
That's what she get for trying to suck his toes. Get kicked in the face for that shit. 10:52. I mean, this was like he whiffed his way down the bar skank ladder like fucking early in the night. I mean, the bar's not even busy, and she went home with somebody at like probably, I'd say, I don't know, her. It probably took him like 15 minutes to kick her out. This guy like pumped, dumped, and was like, "Get out."
That's like just when people are getting there.
Yeah, exactly. She was like, "My night's over," and then she came home and tweeted this.
She wasn't on the list.
That was it. That was it. So I mean, this is so the whole point of this is that this is the woman that's writing the She-Hulk show, and I mean, She-Hulk in the comics now is like she just broke this guy out of prison. So the woman now, granted, the guy was a rapist, okay, but she circumvented the justice system, and she's a lawyer. Broke this guy out of prison so the woman that he assaulted could kill him.
Wait, what?
That's not very superhero like.
No, dude, that happened in the fucking comics like recently. Like that is a fucking thing that happened in the fucking She-Hulk comic. I mean, it's like this is the direction this character is going in the comics. So translate that into enter Dana Schwartz, who, like I said, her entire Twitter feed is her getting shot down on Tinder. Now that we've pinpointed her problem is daddy issues and bad Tinder taste. Apparently Adult Friend Finder didn't work out for her either.
She's so stupid. She thought Grindr was for sandwiches. She couldn't make a good enough one.
She's like, somebody help me. No, but so I mean, seriously, like this is who's writing this kind of stuff. I mean, this is the character. This isn't like was it John Byrne did like a really good She-Hulk run? Am I right there? Is that somebody? I believe. Sal, do you know about? Do you know if I'm on there or not? I think it was John Byrne.
It's possible. I don't follow the Hulk comics very much.
But that just seems like one I've heard talked about as like a popular run of She-Hulk. If anybody in the chat knows, just let me know. But seriously, so like you're going to take this character and turn her into this, I don't know, like almost like an anti-hero type. It just doesn't make sense,
No.
Like taking the law into her own hands. It's like that, like that's the Punisher. That's what we expect from him.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just out of character for a typical superhero.
Yeah, especially She-Hulk.
Yeah. Can I when Dana Schwartz masturbates, do you think she orders herself to lick her own stiletto?
She probably would, but I don't think it's kosher, so I don't know if she will or not.
I just get those kind of vibes from her. I don't know.
She goes to those fucking dungeons and shit. She's I'm not even getting into it right now. I'm not even going there. Never mind. That's an off air comment.
That is awful. Like, as awful as the crime that the man did, breaking him out of jail so the woman can get, I mean, that's awful. That's something a villain does.
It is, and it's like a female revenge fantasy, and now they'll counter that by saying, "Oh, well, men do that." No, when did any of the Avengers do that?
Yeah,
go break somebody out of prison to kill them. I mean,
the Punisher is kind of like that, but that's the Punisher, not She-Hulk.
Yeah, and that's it, man. That's the Punisher, exactly. That's Frank Castle. He's like built on revenge, and just hate. That it's not like you said, it's not She-Hulk, it's not the typical superhero character, and we don't need to adjust our views and the way we see these superheroes. It's these quote unquote creatives need to adjust what they're doing and be more true to the source material and the character's actual traits, as opposed to what they want to project from their own views onto it.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out how some of these people get jobs. Let me get a job writing something.
Who you blow?
That's yep. I mean, look at what's the one that runs. Let's see. I know Alex said her name. I'll have to scroll up in the chat. And the one that runs Marvel now, the comics division there, Sana Amanon or whatever her name is, that doesn't, admittedly knows nothing about comics, but she runs it, and she's a checkbox hire. That was it, and you don't have people there that want to guide these creatives or whatever they are. They're not really creatives, let's be honest, but instead of making quality for the consumers, you're just pushing your own agendas into the product, and that's why the industry is just taking a shit and nobody's buying books now.
Who would have thought that Joe Dirt, of all people, would have been the voice of reason? It's not what you want, it's the consumer.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of calling them creatives, let's call them what they are, as pirates. They've hijacked the ship, stolen the booty, and I mean, that's kind of what it is. They've raised their flag. And it's not the same good people in control anymore.
No, and that's the sad thing is we just kind of let it happen. I mean, it's not like us. It's not our fault. We can't control who they hire, but it was it's the whole identity politics thing, man. And it's, it goes to, checking a box over, the quality of, employee or quality of work. Now it's, look at every franchise. This devolves into every franchise that we love has been, taken over by this bullshit. And it's bad because, like I said, I'd never watched Doctor Who before. Never watched any Doctor Who at all. No frame of reference other than I've watched reviews of everything that Jodie Whittaker's done, from Nerdrotic and Doomcock. And so I watched the first 3 episodes of the series 12, I believe it is, of Doctor Who. And Spyfall was 2 parts. I watched that, and I mean, not even knowing anything about any of the previous Doctors, I'm just like, this is just odd with this. She's not a good actress in this role. She does not fit this role. And it's just everything she does, Jodie Whittaker does, seems forced. And I mean, the identity politics comes through very clearly, very early on. And I'm gonna suffer through the rest of the show. I'm going to now because I started watching it. So it's like I don't have a bad show to watch right now. So I'll stick to this one. But yeah, it's rough.
Well, to be quite frank, Pete, nobody asked you for your opinion.
I told you I got 13 days until I turn 40. Damn it! I can give my opinion until after that. It's pretty much I'm just like whatever. Might as well be taken out like Old Yeller. But
that means you got 14 days to put out that Halloween 2018 review.
Honestly, I'm doing it tomorrow, and I'm not even joking. And nobody believes me, but it's going to be the stool bender. I'm reviewing Halloween 2018 tomorrow. It's going to happen, you bastards. Finally, I found a use for this godforsaken review I wrote of that horrible movie. And that's what's going to happen. That's my video tomorrow. It's going to be Cleveland Brown reviewing fucking Halloween 2018.
Is Cleveland going to be is he going to attempt to contact Redbox to get his money back?
I want my money back, you bastards. I need somebody to write a letter because I can't quite articulate my thoughts because I get so angry when I'm writing to Redbox. I tried to get Rilo to do it, but the little bastard stabbed me in the leg with a pencil and ran away. When I gave it to Junior to write it, he thought it was licorice and ate it. Roberta's just a whore. And Donna was plucking her mustache. I got nothing except Lester, the crazy redneck next door, and his half-retarded son Ernie, and his 800-pound wife who rides the scooter at Walmart.
See, I love all that because I love that show, and that just speaks to how much you actually pay attention to that show because you nailed all of them perfectly.
I didn't mention Tim and Ariana the Bears because really I don't like them.
Actually, speaking of the woman who voices Ariana the Bear, if I'm not mistaken, that's either the woman who runs or the woman who's married to the guy who runs Huffington Post.
That's Ariana Huffington.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought that was crazy.
I know. I did not know that at first. And I saw the credits. I'm like, Ariana Huffington? I'm like, I do not very much care for her, but I'm like, I'll give her a pass because she's funny on this show because she's basically playing herself as a bear.
Right.
That's basically it. And I goddamn, I love that show. I need to watch that. Now I'm not going to be able to watch Walking Dead tonight because I'm going to be watching Cleveland.
Da-da-da-da-da.
My name is Cleveland. Oh, sorry. I heard my music and I was starting to sing. I almost like doing the Cleveland impression more than I do the Peter Griffin one now. It's more fun.
Well, the Joe impression.
The Joe. Peter, I've got these. God damn, was that really loud or was that just my fucking ears? I think my headphones. I don't know. I'm not going to do the Joe Swanson impression. I almost just blew my eardrums out.
Hey, Peter, it's getting weird.
I've got this tremendously large upper body, but I can't use my legs.
Power bars.
Power bars. I think Bonnie's banging Quagmire. I was out in the backyard with my son Kevin, and he said something that made me mad, and I started beating him with the hose. I blacked out, and next thing I know, we didn't talk for about a week.
Oh man, that's good.
Hey, Peter, I ran over Stewie.
Joe, you gotta be more specific. Is that the fat, smelly one? The fat, smelly one with the pink hat, or the small one with the head shaped like a football?
It's the Sunday football one.
Look, just don't tell Lois, okay? I think she's kind of fond of it. I don't know why he keeps trying to kill her. I keep telling her, look, honey, the little one with the football-shaped head, kind of weird. Sounds like Rex Harrison. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go back to the brewery.
Oh, well, the tread marks on his head, they kind of blend in with his hairline, so it's perfect.
Peter, did somebody run over your big-headed baby in the driveway? I was out going to get my mustache quarterly from the mailbox, and I see your baby has tire tracks on his large head.
I think Bonnie's calling me. Coming right away.
What am I supposed to do with this white baby somebody ran over? I'm getting out of here before the police show up.
Oh, that's golden.
And this has been Monday Night Improv with the Etep Wokuian's Place to Be Reviews players.
Oh man.
Admiral Tiberius says,
God damn it, I'll read the whole next article as Hank Hill, you son of a bitch. Now careful, for I tie the long hair into your head to the short hair in your ass and kick you down the hall.
And Hank Hill is great because you can just interchange him with Anderson from Beavis and Butthead because it's the same fucking person. It's awesome.
I'm a veteran of 2 foreign wars. Quit whacking in my tool shed, you little bastards. God
Dude,
damn it.
I saw that whole Beavis and Butthead series at Target for like $20, and I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, "Can we please watch this tonight?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "I don't like that attitude."
Frankly, I don't like your attitude, woman. I'm going to need you to go make me a sandwich. Make it with extra. I want extra sausage on it, too, because y'all getting the extra sausage later, baby.
You're letting the stank out.
You close the door. You're letting the stank out.
I just can't stop talking like Cleveland. I'm just going to do the rest of the show like this. God damn it. I'm wait a second here. I think I have the wrong picture up for this.
Dude, Family Guy needs to do a Tiger King like parody.
There we go. It's me, Big Cleveland.
Can you do the "We cool, Brian? We cool"?
We cool, Brian. We cool.
What?
Who do you think on Family Guy would play Joe Exotic?
Oh God.
Probably Herb's a perv.
Yes. Yes. I cannot do his voice that well. I cannot do Herbert's voice.
Yeah, got some tigers down in the cellar. I think it would be the one guy that's always like, "Oh no,
Toby.
oh."
Toby.
Yeah.
I spell my name with a little heart on the I and a little accent and a smiley face. Makes people laugh.
Dude, that's fucking Joe Exotic.
That is Joe Rock. Oh no, Carol Baskin's coming after my tigers. Oh no.
Okay, who would play Carol Baskins?
Ooh.
Loretta.
Who the fuck? Loretta's Carol Baskin.
Well, like the D-list characters of Family Guy.
That's still one of my favorite lines is when Cleveland says to Peter, Lois wrote the book on man pleasing. It's too bad Loretta doesn't allow white literature in our house.
Oh, you're starting to sound like Dana Schwartz, bro.
I like Dana Schwartz. I wrote a book. She put it on a coffee table. I wonder why. I'm Cleveland Brown, and I'm about to nail this Jewish chick. I'm going to have her saying oy vey.
That's Quagmire sneaking up in the bushes with a camera.
Hey, Cleveland, guess what I'm going to do? Tag team!
No, not again, Quagmire.
I was going somewhere with this, but I can't fucking remember.
I think our duty tonight for homework, or right now we could, is to like match up all the Joe Exotic characters with Family Guy characters.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Doc Antel would be Mayor West.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's perfect. Doc Antel is Mayor West. Let's see. Mort Goldman is the fat guy that comes in at the end of the show.
Oh, the badass on the jet ski?
Yes, the jet ski meme guy. That's Mort. That's got to be Mort.
Yo, God, about my jet ski, I owe tigers.
I got the easiest one. Seamus is going to be the no-legged guy.
I see. You got. I love all those ancillary characters. Like, let's see. I'm trying to think here. Let's see. Carol Baskin's first husband's wife would be played by Diane Simmons from the News.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Diane Simmons.
What about one of Joe's husbands, the guy with no teeth?
Oh God, that could be. Can we cross over the fucking
The greased up deaf guy.
the greasy?
I'm marrying this gay guy. Thanks for noticing me. He's buying me weed and shotguns. I like pink camo. Where's my cocaine?
What about the other one? That's like the younger guy. That's his other husband.
Travis?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I feel like that would also be like Meg's friend, who's like a nudist.
Oh,
Probably.
Joe, wasn't God, who was his?
The whole family is like a nudist.
Yeah.
Group.
Yep, that was what's his name? Fred Willard was the dad. Yeah, I was gonna say the nudist kid or Kevin, Joe's son.
I was about to say Kevin too.
Yep, Joe's son. He'd be the Travis guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then toothless dollar store Batista is the other one. That's definitely the greased up deaf guy.
Brian's just one of the tigers.
Right.
No.
Meg is like the tiger they take out back and just beat with a hose.
No, Meg's the camel.
Meg's the camel. Shut up, Meg.
Not even what the show's about. She's just the fucking camel in the background that people are petting.
It's like Blue Harvest, where she just got to be the fucking
The trash monster.
Yep. The Falcon landed it. It was in the movie for like 2 seconds. There you go, Meg.
I think Lois, Bonnie, no, not Loretta. Lois, Bonnie, Muriel Goldman, and
Are those
female
Doc
news
and
anchor.
yeah, who?
Diane Simmons?
Diane Simmons, yeah.
Yeah, they can be Doc's like wives,
Yep. Yeah, that's Doc's harem.
and then Peter plays Doc.
My name's Doc Antel. I got tigers, and I ride around on an elephant, and I got a bunch of hot chicks, and I'm an inexplicably fat guy. This is my story.
It's okay. We chipped him.
Like we chipped all of them. Peter, it's okay. They're all chipped. Oh God, I'm sorry, Quagmire. I didn't know you had 14 Chinese women in the trunk of your car.
Love that fucking episode.
They just all pop out.
Yeah, speaking of castings, what's going on with Marvel Phase 4?
All right, man. So they bumped all their dates around, and I happen to have an article from Screen Rant here, and we can kind of go through this here. Let me do a screen share on this one. Yeah, they moved everything around, and just kind of moved it over one spot to the right, as it were, with all this with the Cabrona stuff going on right here. So we're over on Screen Rant, talking about Marvel Phase 4. The entire Phase 4 slate of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has changed due to the Cabrona virus. After the conclusion of Phase 3 in 2019, Marvel Studios announced what the next several years the MCU would look like at D23. So let's just go down here. And Black Widow delay. Let's see. In order to give Black Widow a new release date, Marvel has announced a complete Phase 4 reshuffling. Black Widow will now come out November 6th of this year, 2020, taking the date the Eternals previously held. I still think that'll get a lot of turnout at the box office for Black Widow. I really do. It'll do a lot better than the Eternals would have in that November slot. The Eternals has been moved to February 12th of 2021. Shang-Chi has been moved to May 7th of 2021. Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, November 5th, 2021. And Kevin Thor, Love and Legumes, February 18th, 2022. And of course, the most anticipated Marvel Phase 4 release, and Tony's personal favorite, America's Ex-Wife, Catpan Mediocre II, will come out on July 8th of 2022.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yay!
Oh man, so yeah, it says that go ahead, bro.
Black Widow, okay, she's a badass. She can fight. She's got the history, but Carol Danvers had the courage to speak up.
Yeah, because every man told her stop getting back up.
See, that's what Captain Marvel 2 should be about. She didn't actually get her power from the Tesseract. It came from within inside her when she found the courage to, I don't know, say no or fight. I don't know, get up off the baseball diamond. but that's where her power is derived from.
Fighting the patriarchy.
Yeah.
She's an anti-patriarchy powered fucking Kree warrior, secret warrior hero.
What do you think the odds are on the word problematic appearing in the subtitle for Captain Marvel 2?
Captain Problematic.
Captain Marvel 2 and the problematic history of the patriarchy of the Kree. The whole movie would be just her nagging Jude Law. He's like locked up in a cage and she's just sitting there nagging him. I told you to mow the fucking lawn. You didn't change the oil on the lawnmower either, did you? You didn't put the towels away. I folded them.
He's just crying for the sweet embrace of death.
He's like, holy Epstein, take me away. Let's see. The changes at Marvel Studios has now made to Phase 4 substantial, but this might have been the only real option. Finding a new release date for Black Widow was a priority, and although Marvel could have tried to fit it in July. Jesus, words are hard. Fit it in July or August and keep the Eternals and the rest of Phase 4 in their original dates. The coronavirus has done more than just close movie theaters. The production on Shang-Chi has been suspended indefinitely. Was anybody really excited for Shang-Chi?
Hell
Not gonna
no.
lie. No.
I mean, I'd never even heard of this fucking character before they announced the movie. To be honest with you, I really hadn't. Let's see. But it was previously reported that Doctor Strange 2's production was on track to start as planned. If those films aren't able to complete filming on time, then they wouldn't be able to hit their old release dates anyway. Let's see here. So
I was kind of hoping that Ken Wong would be cast as Shang-Chi, but
Just in my dreams. The guy that played Chow from The Hangover.
yeah, Ken Jeong.
Or Ken Jeong.
He's one of the judges on The Masked Singer.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they'd cast him, but that's okay.
Yeah, I would have saw that.
If it was Ken Jeong playing Shang-Chi, I would have went and seen that. He's fucking hilarious. And he's from Michigan, so.
You'll punch on me?
You want to fuck on me? No. I hate Godzilla too. He destroys cities. That's like one of my favorite lines that movie. Zach Galifianakis just goes right. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Then he hits him in the head with a tire iron. Was it him? No, Bradley Cooper got hit with a tire iron too.
If I'm not mistaken, that's where they're building the Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders Stadium out here.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, big square desert out by the strip. Yeah.
If they ever get to play again.
What's that?
So they gave the stadium a name already?
Oh yeah, it's already they've got the logo and everything already on the stadium.
Last time I was out there, it was just nothing but like dirt.
Well, they were supposed to start this season, but who knows now?
All right, let's see. I'm going to slide over here to this other article. While that's loading, I'm going to stop the screen share until that loads up. But yeah, so I want to kind of look at the 2021 slate again here because, like I said, this is just. I mean, it's such a big bump back for everything. They freaking just change everything around. I mean, it really throws their continuity off. Oh, this is 2021's movie. I thought it was more MCU shit. Never mind. No, whatever. So, I mean, does anybody really care about Spider-Man 3 at this point? It's gonna be rough.
Only if Marissa Tomei as Aunt May gets some sort of modeling gig in the movie. And then Peter's like, Aunt May, quit being a hoe. We gotta go.
Happy get mad at her because like her and Happy are kind of like together now, which is weird in itself, but I don't know.
Why his name's Happy?
Yeah. Fucking Happy Hogan. I don't know, man. I really like, I'm seriously like losing most of my excitement for the MCU, like at all, like especially with this going on now. Cause like I was looking forward to seeing Black Widow. I really was. And I want to see New Mutants, and now all this shit happens. And it's like, they're just, just put New Mutants out on streaming. I mean, really, my God, please just finally release the damn movie.
Yeah. I was talking about that this morning on my channel and go ahead, Steve.
I have a suggestion. It might be a long shot, but here's my suggestion. how about no more MCU movies? Endgame was it. That's just
I'd
my
be good
thing.
with that, honestly. Well, you know, they can make superhero movies, right? But you don't have to have them all be connected, like as hardcore as they're trying to do now. You know what I mean? Like if there's some connectivity between a few of them, cool. But you know, you don't need to build this entire, because what they're doing right now, it's unsustainable. It's not.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be a reboot eventually. The web's gonna be, or the net's gonna be spread too far out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're already starting to step on their own continuity, and I don't know, to Steve's point, you know, in the artistic aspect, you know, I do think it would be better. Same with the Joker. I don't think there should be a sequel to Joker, but with the MCU, you know, it would be better if they told one solid story and that was it. And then maybe moved on and told another story or something, but it's greed, you know, they're here to make money, and that's always the first priority.
Yeah, and that really gets in the way of their product, though. It really does.
It does. It's a change. It's an exchange at a certain point, or a trade-off. You know, it's artistic quality and continuity for the business aspect of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't. It's like they almost. I don't know. I don't want to say they don't put a quality product out, but I mean, every movie is the same. Let's be honest. You know, they're so formulaic now, and it's almost to the point where it's not fun anymore. Like, you know, Spider-Man Far From Funny was just like it hit every. It was like, oh, we got to do comedy, you know, and it's like it was like just too much of an epilogue to Endgame and not enough Spider-Man movie. So it really took away from, you know, all the blip stuff, took away from it being a Spider-Man movie. And again, you know, he was a complete idiot in it, you know. So it's just, yeah. So I really have no hype at all for the third one. I mean, I probably won't. I regret going to see Far From Home in the theater. I really do. But you know, this next one, I'm probably not going to go watch it in the theater. You know, I mean, this is the point where I'm at now. It's like I'm not going to go see a lot of these movies.
That's the first Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, the first one that I still haven't seen it, but I wasn't excited to see it. You know, even the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was excited to see, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, they're hollow. There's nothing there.
Well,
I don't know if it... Go ahead.
I'm just saying they kind of spoiled Far From Home with showing the trailer right before Endgame came out. So it's kind of like, it's really no excitement for it. Because now you know that Peter's alive. So it's ridiculous.
I feel like they did that anytime they announced, like, oh, like, because they were at the end of phase 3, like, here's our phase 4 and stuff we're going to be doing, or like they announced that so-and-so signed another 6-movie deal or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I know they live, so it takes all the, how would you say it? Takes all the stakes out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, there's nothing at stake. You know, if you know that, you know, oh yeah, he's got a 6, you know, he's not going anywhere. You know, they're not going to sign somebody to a 6-movie deal and then just have them do flashback sequences, like, you know, one-off in 2 or 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And you know, this whole thing with, you know, the second one, J. Jonah Jameson outing, you know, Spider-Man as Peter Parker, was like, why are you doing this? Like, now, you know, now the talk is, you know, and we got this covered through like Showbiz Cheat Sheet, did that, and I think I did a video on the one of them about, you know, who are they going to bring in to be Peter Parker's lawyer? Is it going to be, you know, Jennifer Walters, or is it going to be, you know, Daredevil? What's his name? Matt Murdock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are they going to bring Matt Murdock in? And it would be cool to see, you know, the cat from the Netflix show come in and play, you know, his role in there. But I mean, what are the stakes here, man? Why are you even? They're not going to do that.
They need to make a decision and stick to it. They can't keep flip-flopping, because the Netflix stuff was part of the MCU, and then all of a sudden it wasn't part of it, and then now it's part of it. It might be part of it again. And I think what they should do, and this is my opinion on this, I think that maybe Sony should be like, hey, if you're not going to use these characters from the Netflix show, let's put them in Spider-Man.
Yep.
Let's put them in our videos, in our movies.
Is Sony still doing the Spider-Man thing, or did they make a deal with the MCU Disney to like continue doing that?
It's every other day, or not every other day, but there's been like 100 articles that say one way or the other, so it's hard to keep track of all that. Like, first they were saying that Sony has Spider-Man back and Disney can't use them anymore, and then they're saying that Disney can use them for one more movie, and now they're saying, oh, they can use them in perpetuity. Or I said that word wrong, but you know what I mean. And it's a headache.
It's confusing. Like, you have Venom and Carnage, and everybody's excited about that. I think I can speak for everybody in here that, we're pretty excited for Venom and Carnage fighting each other.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's just like, why are we making it so confusing? And I know it's a business thing. I know it's a money thing, but come on, you can't like the money and everything more than making something historical, like putting Spider-Man versus Venom and Carnage, and possibly throwing in Daredevil and Elektra and Iron Fist and all these other cool guys.
Insert Mr. Krabs. I like money.
Yep. That's it though, man, because they're still talking that untitled Sony Marvel movie next year that they that popped up. That is probably going to be Kraven the Hunter. That is going to but then they're talking about, well, are they going to do Kraven in the Spider-Man movie in Spider-Man 3, or are they going to do Kraven's Last Hunt, in a solo movie? But that was, are they going to have him going after Spider-Man, then because they've already announced the 4th Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Kraven's Last Hunt, it's one of those things where he has to already be an established character for that to really get pulled off.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, he was kind of like a joke. Like, he wasn't taken seriously as a villain. It wasn't, and Kraven's Last Hunt's really about Kraven. It's not really even about Spider-Man per se.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to make a Kraven's Last Hunt without having, like, that'd have to be like a sequel or a third movie in a Kraven story arc, which Kraven's not that strong of a character to carry a trilogy. So that's, some people would argue otherwise, but let's be honest here. Kraven, in terms of, Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, whose only rival is Batman's Rogues Gallery, Kraven's kind of like a C-lister. So, because when you think of Spider-Man, you think of Green Goblin, you think of Doc Ock, you think of Venom. Kraven's kind of like down there.
Yeah, he's down the list, definitely.
So,
I would go to like Rhino and Electro first too.
Right. And he's down there with like fucking Beetle and like the Jackal. He's not exactly popular.
I wouldn't go that far down. He's a little bit more up there with it.
I mean, the further down would be like, I don't know, what's his fucking name? Chameleon. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you can get pretty far down there. Or Vermin, to actually speak about Kraven's Last Hunt.
I put Vermin down there, but put Chameleon down there and Kraven down, they are part of some of the things, though.
Well, objectively speaking, like, for us, maybe not, but I'm talking like general public.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand.
So are we going like as far down as like Stunner in Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery?
Hell yeah.
I mean, because that's down there. But I really like. I think what the rumor was they were going to do with Kraven was they were going to introduce him in Spider-Man 3. Introduce him because they already used. I believe it was the guy that was driving the kids around, the quote unquote bus driver that was like the Russian guy. That's supposed to be like Kraven's cousin.
Yeah, that's Chameleon.
Oh,
yep.
That was supposed to be Chameleon.
Yes.
Yeah. His half brother. That's his half brother.
Half brother. Okay, yeah. So they already tied that in, and then they were going to use him possibly in Spider-Man 3, and then in the untitled Sony Marvel movie was going to be Kraven's Last Hunt. That was going to be him going after Spider-Man. That was going to build to a Sinister Six movie.
Never mind. Spoilers. Say they can't do Kraven's Last Hunt and then have him be in Sinister Six.
Well, yeah.
That's not how life works.
Well, who knows? Who knows in this universe?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, they've managed to. Well, I mean, think about who we've had so far. We've had Vulture, Mysterio,
Yep.
the Tinker,
Shocker.
Shocker. Yep. And the one Shocker, Shocker Part 2, version 2.0, Bokeem Woodbine's still alive. So you've got him. You're about to get Morbius. So.
Well, I was gonna say technically they do have Kingpin.
Technically, yeah.
Are we? Where are we counting Kingpin from?
Netflix.
The Netflix show. Well, yeah. I would like to see Vincent D'Onofrio keep playing that. He was good. That's the one. I've seen some clips of him. I've never watched the show, but I've seen the clips of him on YouTube, and he plays a pretty brutal Kingpin.
Oh my god, definitely. You gotta watch the Daredevil, especially that season. That's season 3. I love that season 3.
That'd be one I'll check out. Because like we started to watch Punisher and just kind of didn't make it through the whole thing. I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Well, I've always said that the first season of the Punisher is really the second season of Daredevil, and then the second season of Punisher is the first season of the show, and then the third season you can just ignore it.
And just ignore all of Jessica Jones, or
yeah, like the saving grace for Jessica Jones in season 1 was David Tennant, and then they shot themselves in the foot with the final episode of that because they set up a second season perfectly with that last episode, and they're like, just kidding.
Yeah.
One of those, a nice bait and switch. Ugh.
I want to see a proper lizard. Like, I don't want to see that weird looking lizard from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. You want to see him in the lab coat with the purple pants running around?
Yes. Yep. I want to see like a gnarly looking lizard. I don't want the weird like round bald Mr. Clean head. Like, I want to see like a legit fucking like monster.
Hell yeah.
That's probably one of the things I didn't like about Killer Croc. He just wasn't Killer Crocish. He looked Spanish. That was too much for me. So,
yeah, you would think you would think they could make them accurate in this day and age. They can do anything, and it's them, it's the Ninja Turtles, it's all kinds of different examples where they just come off really weird and unappealing.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles in the most recent movies, they looked, it was a little weird.
I saw the first one and it sucked, so I didn't watch the second one.
Is the second one The Secret of the Ooze?
What, the TMNT movies?
Yeah.
The original ones, yeah. The second one is The Secret of the Ooze.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The rebooted versions. What's this?
I don't know.
Because I've seen my kid's got one of them. I think it's the second one he's got.
Do they fight big robot shredder at the end?
No, it's Krang.
Okay, then that's the second one.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's got that one. I've watched it a couple times. I haven't really paid attention. I mean, it's got a good cast. I mean, Stephen Amell from Arrow's in it. Will Arnett. But it's, I don't know. I would go with the original versions any day over that. I mean, the CG's a little, obviously good in this, but I like the more practical effects from the original ones better. Yeah.
Same.
But I don't know. I'm like I said, I just wasn't a big fan of the new ones.
You connect to the actual suited people like way more than the CG. You see the CGI and you're like, okay, that's obviously not real.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad. It's just the movie sucks. But you see the old ones and you're like, God damn, I want to hang out with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't even have Splinter in the second one, I don't think. Was he? No, he wasn't.
Yeah, and that's why Sonic was kind of a big deal, because for CG, I mean, at least they went back and made him accurate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you didn't want him to look like a rat.
Yeah.
That was like when you order something off Wish versus when you order something off Amazon. That's what it looked like. I mean, God. Oh, let's see here. I had a Captain Marvel article. Basically, it just goes through the release date because they don't have any information on when, what it's going to be about. It's July 8th, 2022. All right. I mean, odds are it's gonna be cringy bad again. You know, I don't think they're going to be able to reinvent the wheel. They're bringing in new people to write it, but they're not bringing, was it Fleck and Bowden back that did the first one, because, well, they just made a boring movie that was nothing but retcon. And I don't care what that movie says. Captain America is still the first Avenger. That just made me laugh. That whole end scene is like Nick Fury, like, oh shit, like he got the idea for the name for the Avengers from Captain Marvel. I'm like, no, you didn't. Stop it, movie. You go home, movie. You're drunk.
Yeah,
it was fucking bad. I don't know, but
so that's the one thing I will give Far From Home, is that we finally got Samuel L. Jackson swearing heavily in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Bitch, you've been to space.
Yeah, bitch, please, you've been to space.
That was the only part I took it on. The rest I just was mute the whole entire time.
Yep. That was about it too. I know. I kind of cringed through the rest of the movie, but yeah, that did legitimately make me laugh. But Admiral Tiberius says, I want to see a proper Poison Ivy.
Me too.
I don't. Well, Hollywood doesn't like redheads, though.
No,
I mean, they don't. It's like they're just like, okay, fine. We just gloss. It's like, wait, you can't really do that, can you, Hollywood? You're trying to represent everybody, right? They just change everybody who has red hair to being blonde. No, this is Poison Ivy. She's blonde. No, it's Poison Ivy. Are you gaslighting me?
You mean like making black or the Black Canary black?
Oh goodness gracious. Yeah. Juicy Smollet's sister.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, at first I was like, I'm really fighting my baser instincts because I find her attractive, but then I'm like, you're Juicy Smollet's sister. God damn it. I'm like, I can't trust you.
Haven't we all? No, just haven't we all with the girl whose brother's done some stupid stuff?
I'm usually the brother that's done stupid stuff.
It's all the way around for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kathy Yan, the director of frickin' Birds of Prey, was crying again about the movie, how bad it did. I mean, at what point do you like? I mean, I understand it's her movie, so she's gonna want to defend it, but at the same time, you made a subpar movie. I mean, what do you want? I mean, you had to change the name of the movie so people would recognize it more. I mean, what is that? When does that ever work? When has that ever worked? When does it ever happen?
It's hard to not recognize a long ass name like that.
Yeah.
The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Like, super. Thanks for asking. Let's see.
I watched 10 minutes of that movie today, and there was nothing there. There really was nothing there.
Yeah, here's this New York Times article. The director reflects on her experience making the spin-off, which is getting an accelerated on-demand release amid the coronavirus outbreak. Look, it's Margot in her. That's subverting the male gaze right there. Look at them. They're just staring off. They're staring at the patriarchy. Sheer disgust.
Staring through the glass ceiling.
Let's see. Before Warner Brothers released Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn in February, the studio hoped to be the next hit in the movie series based on the DC superheroes. The film stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, the impish criminal introduced in Suicide Squad, as she strikes out on her own after a breakup with the Joker and assembles her own gang of anti-heroes. And blah, blah, blah. We know them. Rosie Perez with her false hip. Birds of Prey was also a breakthrough for director Kathy Yan, who was hired on the strength of her independent 2018 feature Dead Pigs. Is that title pretty much like, I mean, is that about what I think it is? I have no idea, but I mean, this is just she strikes me as the kind of movie person that would probably make a movie like that, though. And who was the rare woman working in the mostly male arena of comic book? Up there we go. There's why she got her job, because she was a woman working in the mostly male arena of comic book adaptations. Despite the anticipation, the movie was box office disappointment, grossing just under 200 million worldwide and getting its ass kicked by a blue hedgehog. Take that, matriarchy. And some late stage efforts to make Harley Quinn's name more prominent in the title were not successful. And Suicide Squad made more money than that. That's bad, because like I said, I couldn't make it through Suicide Squad. I couldn't do it. I watched about an hour of that, and I was like, we're done here. Let's see. But now, amid the widespread closure of movie theaters during the Corona pandemic, it is one of several recent films that is going quickly from cinemas to on demand and will be available to home viewers starting Tuesday. Yan said in a recent phone interview she hoped that Birds of Prey might resonate with viewers even at this anxious time. It's meant to be a fun, empowering, crazy, laugh out loud ride, she said. It lets you disagree or disengage from the world for a little bit, and I hope it can bring some light to people's lives right now. Okay.
You know what this movie's biggest problem is at least Suicide Squad, it knew what it wanted to be, and there was a heavy focus on Harley Quinn and the Joker, but there were different storylines that did focus on different characters. This movie is trying to be an ensemble movie, and a solo just focusing on Harley Quinn all at the same time. And that's just one of its, this movie's plagued with issues, but that's one of the deepest underlying issues is you don't know what it's supposed to be. And that goes all the way until the end. Sorry, spoiler alert, but when they defeat the villain, it's not as a team. And, I don't know. Again, we've spoken about it before. Deadpool did it in a clever way, but this just bombed. It really bombed.
Because nobody wants to see Harley Quinn try to be Deadpool.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is, I want to skip ahead in the article to this. This is, what did your pitch for Birds of Prey look like? Because this is so telling. Just the bottom line here where it says, I put together a sizzle reel. This is what she showed to the executives. I put together a sizzle reel that had everything from Kim Kardashian's vampire facial to bachelor proposals. And it was all remixed to Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
What?
That's what she showed the executives when she got the job.
Ay, caramba.
Like, we're going to give you, $150, $160 million to make a movie. And this is what you bring us to what, showcase your, what you stand for. Like, what?
I need to put together a sizzle reel.
I'm telling you. So, yeah, I mean, this, and then, like I said, she was complaining again about, how the movie was treated unfairly. And, it's not treated. The movie wasn't treated unfairly. It just, you marketed the movie to, be a misandrist project, basically. And everything that came out of Ewan McGregor's mouth was basically like beta male bullshit. I mean, to call it what it is, I mean, let's be honest here. Ewan McGregor is virtue signaling because he got caught cheating on his wife with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays, what is it, Huntress in this. So, I mean, and that was on the set of Fargo. So now Ewan McGregor's he's basically a male feminist now because he got caught cheating on his wife. Is that one of the steps of repentance for that?
I guess.
You have to be publicly emasculated. I mean, die on the hill of this movie. I mean, they his character was Roman Sionis, or no. Yeah, that's his name, isn't it?
Black Mask.
Yeah, Black Mask. Yeah. It just, I can't even, I'm just mad. And I don't know why. I'm angry and I don't know why.
I'm just mad that Black Mask had to be part of this whole freaking mess they call a movie.
Well, then, yeah, if anybody, spoiler alert, sorry. I mean, you guys all, are aware of the way it ends, right?
No, I don't give a shit either, though. So,
are you, Steve? Are you waiting to see it, or?
Heck no. If there's no
Okay,
Batman in, I don't care.
I didn't think so, but so yeah, he just gets like blown up with a hand grenade at the end of it and thrown off a pier. That's how he dies.
And then the rest of the team shows up.
Yeah, and that whole scene where she's pulling Harley on the, what is she on, like her roller skates? Oh Jesus! Like what the fuck?
Does he get blown up or just blown into the water?
No, they like toss him. He has a grenade and gets thrown off the pier, and then
I stroked off, so I'm pretty sure he got blown into the water with the grenade, but I was like in mid seizure by that point.
I was about to say he can't swim. Like,
no.
Who got blown
Did
up
he
now?
ever wear the actual black mask?
Towards the end, for a few minutes. But yeah, it's just it wasn't very, he was probably one of the saving graces of the movie, but again, everything he said was crap. It's just that Ewan McGregor alone is going to bring a certain bit of credibility to the movie, but it was bad.
And that was a sad thing because I like Ewan McGregor. Sally, that's what we were talking about. Black Mask got blown up at the end of Birds of Prey.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Why would you ever want to have a villain continue on into other, video in other movies?
Yeah, it's like you've got, and Ewan McGregor. I mean, I don't know. Would you consider him an A-lister or like a B-lister at this point?
He's probably A-lister.
Yeah, okay. I could agree to that. So you've got an A-lister playing your main villain, and you're just going to kill him off like that, like make him a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
She wants a sequel to this.
Yeah, I feel but I feel like that's where like people grew their love for Loki in the MCU because they didn't kill him off in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people like Thanos because he didn't die after his first appearance. Like that's how you get people to like villains that keep coming back, and how we keep getting one-dimensional like villains in MCU because they're like he's going to be dead by the end of the movie, so fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Black Mask too. He should have went against Batman or something like that. Nightwing or something. Go against Harley Quinn. Like who cares?
Yeah, and just get his ass handed to him.
I want to see a movie where the villains fight against each other. Like they don't have to fight together. They just fucking hate each other.
Little heel on heel action.
The Sith Wars movie would be cool. If it, I don't trust Disney to handle it right, but it would be cool to see the Sith Wars and then, before Darth Bane instituted the rule of two.
I want to see the Legion of Doom fight each other.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
But DC needs to take a break because they fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. The way Marvel's going, it's making Justice League and look a lot better. And I like Justice League. Don't get me wrong. But I mean,
I just think making a Justice League movie before establishing most of those characters was such a bad idea. And I understand
it didn't make sense.
They needed to make a push, and I understand that. But there's a better way of doing that. You can't just throw Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg all in the same movie with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, and not even nobody know who they are. That's not going to work. Nobody's going to give a shit. I don't care about the Flash in that movie. Could care less. I don't care about Cyborg. He wasn't bad, but I could care less. And Aquaman is one of my favorite DC heroes, but again, I have no connection to Jason Momoa's Aquaman, so that little 5-second clip of him and Wonder Woman doesn't count. So who cares?
Yep, and them they released his solo movie after the team up movie came out. That didn't make much sense either. You would have been better served, in better service of your character to do, their solo projects first. If you're going to try to be Marvel, you should have learned from them at least, in that respect. Don't do the formulaic shit that they do, but you could have patterned the DCEU after them and done your solo release movies and build up to that team up movie, and you wouldn't have had that quagmire, with, oh God, Justice League bombed and now the DCU's gone. Well, you got Shazam. Shazam was good. I liked it. Shazam was fun. Aquaman was visually fucking stunning. I mean, granted, it was basically Black Panther underwater, but it was fucking cool. It was a really well done, stylized movie, and you get to see people on battle sharks. I mean, which is pretty fucking cool. But no, I mean, it was a good movie. It was fun. It made good money, and Jason Momoa is really good in that role. He is. But they should have done the Flash movie. I don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I fucking hate him as the Flash.
Yeah.
Because I really like the character of the Flash, but I do not like Ezra Miller as the Flash. He's not good at it. Now he's choking people, I guess. So, I mean, he's not going to be the Flash no more.
He's like Incrediboy of the DC universe.
He's a pain in the ass.
I'm just like you, Mr. Incredible.
Yep.
Go home, Bucky.
He's going to grow up to be... Oh, go ahead, Steve.
I was saying, they tried to make him that Spider-Man character to Batman's character, but it just doesn't work.
No, not with Ezra Miller. It didn't. He doesn't have the charisma, because like I said, I like Ben Affleck. I like Batfleck. I did. I mean, it's not popular, but I like Ben Affleck. Is he my favorite Batman? Hell no, that's Michael Keaton. But I didn't think he was bad. I would have rather seen a solo. I wanted to see a solo Ben Affleck Batman, not Batman versus Superman. A solo Batman villain with somebody from Batman's Rogues Gallery. And develop that character, man. Like, they could have done that with Cyborg. I would have been happy with a Cyborg movie.
Yeah, Cyborg's a really great character, especially how they were talking about how he was becoming more of a robot and less of a human in that internal battle he was always having.
Mm-hmm.
That's compelling. That's what a lot of these characters are missing, is compelling. And to piggyback off Batfleck, was he the best Batman? Not really, but no. I think he also he really looked like Bruce Wayne. Like, in my mind's eye, I always think of Bruce Wayne as having dark hair, dark eyes, like the Kevin Conroy animated Batman, and he looked like Batman. Also, his Batman voice wasn't that bad.
No.
So
he also used I thought the voice modulator was really cool. That was a cool little cherry on top of the Batman Sunday, and you're like, oh shit! Like, I never thought of them using that.
Agreed, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you think about Batman's money and all of his little gadgets, that he would have to speak like he's in a death metal band instead of just using a voice modulator.
Yeah, I mean, voice modulator made more sense, honestly, when I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's way cooler. And it's like, of course they're going to know who he is if he uses his regular voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And plus, he was fucking huge, bro. Ben Affleck,
Jesus Christ.
Huge.
Dude, fuck, he was like, what, like 250, I think, when he did that? Like, he was a tank, dude. Like,
he's swole.
He was. Ben Affleck got jacked up for that fucking role. And I mean, he did. He sold the farm to play that part. And I mean, he did a damn good job. It's just, like I said, it was the stuff that he got put in just wasn't the best. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Batman versus Superman, and I like Justice League, but I wish DC would have actually taken their time and done it right. And it's bad that the five of us could sit here probably, and you put us in a writer's room, we could probably come up with a good, and everybody cringe when you say writer's room, but it's like, we're actual people who respect the mythos and the characters, so I would like to, we could come up with something a little bit better than that. I mean, it's funny that you just, and like I said, it's all about the money at the end of the day, that's why they tried to do that. But I mean, I don't know why you would think that's just gonna work. I mean, and they can't say, well, Marvel did it, because, well, you're taking, like you said, the Aquaman character, Cody, Flash, and Cyborg, who you hadn't seen, barely at all, if any of them, like, Flash and Cyborg, but you said you got that little segment with Aquaman and Wonder Woman, but that was it. So what do you think's gonna happen? Are you gonna coast off the comics and the animated movies and say, oh, well, people know who they are, they'll just come see it?
I say they recast the Flash. I say they do something else with Aquaman, actually make a Cyborg movie, and introduce the fucking Green Lantern and John Jones. Like, the fact that the Green Lantern and John Jones weren't in anything at all or mentioned just blows my mind.
Yeah, Green Lantern's omission is really fucking odd.
And I understand they made a bad movie with Ryan Reynolds.
It wasn't even that bad. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good.
That's all I had to say. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're okay. No, I mean, I personally didn't really care too much for it. I thought Sinestro was cool as shit looking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, I was kind of, I didn't buy into it like a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
But if they recast Green Lantern and they put in Sinestro and they brought in some of the different corps, dude, you got some cool shit going for you right there.
You got Atrocitus in the Red Lantern Corps.
Yes.
You got what is it? Seraples? I can't remember how to say his name. He's the only Orange Lantern because their whole thing is greed.
Yeah, he's like Gollum basically.
Yeah. So what's really cool about him is basically what he can. It's kind of weird. Like he kind of takes your soul, I guess, and he like manifests you with his orange ring, and that's kind of like how he defends his entire planet on his own as the only orange ring or the only Orange Lantern. Like there's a whole lot of really cool stuff they could have done with that, and unfortunately, if they do another Green Lantern, I think Michael Clark Duncan was the best Kilowog they could have asked for, and he's no longer with us.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate, but I want to see more depth into the DC universe instead of this whole stupid Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, like Hot Topic type movies. It's annoying.
And that's speaking about Green Lantern and like because a lot of people kind of compare Suicide Squad to Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
If DC really wanted a leg up, they would do a Green Lantern Corps before Marvel does their Nova Corps.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great move right there.
So, just saying.
You've already got Black Panther versus the Wet Panther and Aquaman, so why not or Sex Panther, whatever you want to call it. But just do the Green Lantern Corps. You can introduce like Kyle Rayner. Is that his name?
The second one,
yeah.
I think. Well, there was Kyle Rayner, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and there's a fourth kind of big Green Lantern. And I can't remember his fucking name. I can picture him in my head. Guy Gardner. Yeah, I was gonna say I can picture him in my head, but I can't remember his name.
But you can introduce Kyle Rayner as the White Lantern, and then John Stewart as the current Green Lantern, and Hal Jordan, whatever he did. Did he? He was a Green Lantern that if I'm not mistaken, kind of went crazy for a little while and ended up as a Yellow Lantern, and then it was Brightest Day, I think. No, it wasn't Brightest Day, but that was one of the ones that EVS was in charge of kind of bringing him back to the Green Lantern, and they went off into the whole Brightest Day, Darkest Night, which or Blackest Night. If you haven't read the Blackest Night graphic novel, holy shit. Is it cool?
That is a good fucking story. It is cool. Dark as shit, and yeah, because they introduced the Black Lantern Corps, and what they do is they bring people back from the dead. But not in like a genie wish. I'm talking like pull them out of the ground back from the dead.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, it's hard. Like all the heroes that have died before, they bring them back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's good as fuck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking that up. But no, they could take.
Go ahead.
R2?
Go. Yeah.
I was just asking to say, who else do you guys think they could have used instead of Steppenwolf?
They could have done the Steve Miller Band instead of Steppenwolf.
Carol Baskin instead of Steppenwolf.
Carol Baskin.
I get what they were trying to do. They didn't want to pull Darkseid or Darkseid. I'm pretty sure it's Darkseid. But,
Darkseid.
They didn't want to pull him right out of the gate. So they want to introduce kind of one of his cronies first. I think Steppenwolf is his uncle, but at the same time, like they didn't even like show Darkseid on camera or anything. Like at least Avengers gave you that teaser of Thanos looking over his shoulder. Like people went fucking nuts in the like 5 or 6 people went nuts in the theater when that happened. Before all the normies found out who Thanos was.
If anything, they should have at least like showed his voice. Like you could have like heard his voice like through a portal or something, or in an end credit scene. Like you just see the planet that they're on, and then you hear his voice, and it's like, oh shit, like he's coming. But of course, they don't want to do that because that makes way too much more sense.
I'm glad, Steve. I'm glad you brought up Steppenwolf because there's rumors that Ava DuVernay is bringing him back for the her forthcoming this DC movie. What is it called? New Gods.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So she's supposedly going to bring Steppenwolf back for this movie.
Do you think he'll get an upgrade to PlayStation 3 graphics?
Well, Tony, let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, we're going to be lucky if we get Dreamcast.
Yeah.
You know what helps? You know what helps? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pete.
No, I was gonna say I thought he was pretty much dead at the end of Justice League. You know the little creatures. You know when they turned on him, but
Or the Demodemons, or I
yeah,
can't remember what they're fucking parademon.
parademons.
They
Yeah,
fucked them up in that movie.
Yeah. There was an article that came out about this, talking about this. And for those of you who don't know, Ava DuVernay did the infamous was it Wrinkle in Time?
It wasn't made for me, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 14 days, baby, 14 days, and I can still watch it and give a critique on it till then, but I'm not gonna watch it. Spoiler alert. But no, yeah. So she's rumored to be bringing Steppenwolf back for this movie, which, like I said, it doesn't make much sense to me. But I mean, if they're going for a complete reboot of it, then you can't really some of the continuity you can't really ignore though. You know, I'm kind of and Henry Cavill said he's not done with Superman either.
I hope he's not.
I like him as Superman. I liked Man of Steel. I thought it was a good movie. I really like him in the role. He fits it. He looks the part. He really does. He just fits that role really well. So I don't know. I don't see why they would bring Steppenwolf back. You've got other characters you can use, but I mean, far be it for me to, make decisions for a multi-million-dollar studio. They obviously know what they're doing, right?
Well, if they bring the new guys in there, Darkseid, he has to be in there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. But I see them just cucking the mess out of Darkseid. It's not going to be pretty at all. It really isn't.
Not. I mean, when have they done anybody any favors that's not, a woman? Let's be honest, in these movies. I mean, what's that?
I was gonna say Darkseid's gonna be the Trump-like character in the movie.
Yep. Watch, they'll do it for somehow they'll work it in.
Darkseid is working with Russia.
Darkseid's a Russian bot. Oh God, that is just like that's funny. Darkseid hero. I'm Darkseid comrade. Why do you have a hammer and sickle on you? Don't worry about it. He's fine. There's no problem. I have to go to Ukraine. I have a phone call. I don't know.
Like I was thinking too, like Aquaman made money, so
yeah, it made $1 billion.
But the way they could have hyped that movie a little better is maybe giving him Superman's spot at the end. And I don't know. I mean, it would have seemed like, I guess, more special if he would have came out of the box really hyped up and had people's attention. And then you'd say, oh, I want to see a movie about this guy. And then it would have made more sense. And I know it's a small gripe, but I think it speaks larger to the problem over there at Warner Brothers. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with it. I feel like they could have executed all this a lot better because they really do have lightning in a bottle. It's just the execution of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another problem is they just invested a ton of money in J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. He's probably going to get the Green Lantern Corps eventually.
That was going to the rumor wasn't that going to HBO Max? Sal, did you hear anything about that one?
I haven't heard anything. I tend to ignore HBO.
I don't have HBO, but I heard something about a Green Lantern show going on HBO Max.
That sounds like something that would happen. And honestly, if they did, I would. That's the thing. Like DC, not historically speaking, but they're more gritty and kind of like tackle really hard topics in their comics. And I'm talking like drug abuse to overdose to a whole bunch of other shit. And I think they'd be better served on something like HBO or Showtime or Stars, where they can really dive deep and go hard in the paint with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where Marvel is kind of lighthearted, which, I mean, the pendulum has swung for both those companies over the years. You know, I mean, Superman used to be for truth, justice, and the American way, and now it's kind of different. But I'd be down for that. I kind of got rid of HBO because I realized I was giving them about $15 a month for HBO Go, and I wasn't even using it. So, and Ray's Double Dong says yes, they are making the show. Okay, cool. See, I'd be fine with that because I think they. I don't know though, because I heard that was that Watchmen Doomsday Clock or Watchmen, their TV show, was like horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I almost had a nervous breakdown watching that. The first episode.
Now, I heard it's supposed to take place like after so many years after the movie, not the comic book, correct? Like it's after Rorschach's Diary gets published or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It kind of happened like 2020, I think. Kind of like now.
Gotcha.
So it's like 35 years later. It was terrible. Rorschach is racist now. Considered to be racist. Stupid stuff like that.
Okay. Got it.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, Jackie Earle Haley was fantastic in that role, though.
Oh yeah, he was. He definitely was.
He's so underappreciated. Just because he made a crappy Freddy Krueger movie.
That movie was bad.
That was bad.
That was, I mean, that was like one of my wife and I's first dates. We went to see that movie in the theater, and I mean, I was like, and both of us were fans of like Nightmare on Elm Street, you know. And we went to see it, and I was like, oh God. So at least we had good Thai food before the movie, because this movie was horrible to digest.
He was really good in Alita Battle Angel too.
Mm-hmm.
He played that giant cyborg guy that got the chain arms thing at the end.
Oh, when they were playing the game, like the rollerball game at the end. Okay.
Yeah, that was Jackie Earle Haley.
All right. That's a movie that needs a sequel. Like Alita, that needs a sequel. Like it was all set up and laid out for one. I thought it was. I've seen that. I've seen that about probably 3 times. I really liked it, man. I think that'll probably end up as a streaming show, though.
Probably.
That seems like it's gonna end up as a streaming show because Disney won't want to admit, because Disney owns that now. I think, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say I think they own Alita, and that's not one of their properties, you know, originally. So they acquired it, so they're not gonna do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's James Cameron does something, but he's too focused on making more Terminator. So who knows? And Avatars.
Oh yeah, that's another one we haven't really talked about is Avatar. Like they do you remember a time when they had a Star Wars movie and then an Avatar movie, Star Wars Avatar, for the next like 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I remember that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, that's go ahead, Pete.
No, I was gonna say, and now we have this whole High Republic debacle, which I'm making a video about tomorrow because they announced one of the characters and basically made it sound like she's like more smart, wise, and strong than Yoda.
Right. She'll end up training Yoda, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. This is no joke either. This is like the first character announcement they made for this, I believe.
Oh, that's I'll make this point and I'll go back to what I was gonna say. That's one of my key issues with High Republic is it's 200 years before this. I'm like, so Yoda's in his prime then. He's only like 600 and he didn't mention this to anybody. So he was alive during the golden age, quote unquote, and saw how it should be and then ran the council into the ground.
Because why? Because fuck me, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to be making a fucking mockery of Yoda. The one character that they've like stayed far away enough from so far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That scene in The Last Jedi with him burning the tree and hitting Luke in the head with his cane was...
Oh, God damn it. Damn it, you...
Yeah, dude.
Forgot.
I was going to say, Yoda's hands ain't clean.
Yeah. Speaking of, again, one more point. Yeah, pour some salt in that bitch.
Yeah.
So one more point I'll make. We lost Steve.
Oh,
there he is.
He's back.
So one final minor point, and then I'll say what I was going to say, is I'm glad that Favreau and Filoni have pushed back and stood their ground, because apparently Disney wanted to make the clone Baby Yoda into actual Yoda. So they stood their ground and said, fuck you, and we're not doing that. So at least we had someone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is I feel like, and I've said this before, that we're in this age where special effects, big blockbusters, more important than story and character, and I feel like that all kind of really got started with Avatar.
Yeah.
Because it was all about the special effects, and don't get me wrong, they were gorgeous. Like, I saw that shit in IMAX, and I saw it a few times because I was just so blown away by it. But I was like, I've seen Fern go in, I've seen Pocahontas, that's what this is.
Yep.
And it was so enriched with good storytelling that they called it unobtainium. Seriously, that was the best you could come up with. Unobtainium, got it. But that was kind of like, I think they saw how well Avatar did, because it held the record for, I think, until Endgame pushed off its little throne.
Yep.
So you saw a lot of, okay, people just want to be wowed with special effects. They don't want a good story or anything like that. So, and then they were saying, even though a certain character was killed off, that they were going to bring her back in the sequel, because they do cloning in this universe. It's like, come on now. Nothing's sacred. It takes away an emotional punch when someone's dead and then they come back for a sequel.
Yep.
Yeah. So. That sounds like just to go back to what you said, Sal, I mean, that sounds like somebody who jumped on that hype bandwagon but never actually watched or understood the movies, making Baby Yoda into the actual Yoda. It's disgusting. I mean, it's stupid. That's the first I've heard about it, so I'm glad they put. I mean, that's it. I mean, is the Lucasfilm story group sitting in a circle, smoking a blunt, just spouting random things into the air, and then taking millions of dollars and doing those dumb ideas, or
probably? I feel like, and I think you guys will get this reference. I feel like the Lucas story group is like a group full of Bryans from Family Guy.
Oh my God, you're so fucking right.
Yep.
You're right.
They are.
They think they know Star Wars, and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen them all. It's like, oh yeah, name them in order from release date. 1977.
1970-11.
70 13. Wait, what? It was in BBY time. Wait, what motherfucker, what?
Motherfucker, then that's 19 BBY.
Before Baby Yoda?
Yeah, see that would be, so that was probably Kathleen Kennedy over there trying to do that though, because that's why they like told her she couldn't be on the set of the show because she was trying to mess with shit.
No.
I had some guy tell me that guy was like trying to make it sound like, I was like, I'm not kissing Filoni's ass or nothing. I don't think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think he damn well respects the canon of Star Wars, and he respects what George Lucas set up enough not to shit on it. Like these other idiots are doing. I mean, I'm not the biggest, like, I wasn't a Rebels fan. Like, I didn't watch Rebels. The Clone Wars, I made it up to season 4 of the original run. I still got to finish watching it. The new episodes, it doesn't even sound like they're worth watching to me, though.
Not really.
I mean, I could probably watch the end of the first series and just call it good at that.
Yeah, basically. Like, Rebels, it takes a good almost entire season to get off the ground. Like, they spend a lot of the first season being like, these are the characters, and this is how annoying they can be sometimes. And then, spoiler alert, once, like, Darth Maul and Ahsoka show up, like, that final battle at the Sith Temple in the first season really kind of sets it off. Like, and then Admiral Thrawn shows up, and then it's a solid 2 middle seasons. Then I think the 4th season, they kind of go off the rails with a bunch of, like, world between worlds and, like, force giant wolves that talk to people, and it's
They should have left. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, that fourth season was a bad follow-up to the 2 prior. I think the show peaked at the end of the second season. It was really good.
Mm-hmm. Especially that's when Ezra starts experimenting with the dark side and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
experimenting.
Yeah. Well, I call it the best season is when the best parts of Rebels is when Ezra has his fucking haircut.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the opposite of Metallica.
Yeah.
And,
There's a few things that like really piss me off in Rebels, and I was one that started watching it, and I was like, huh, not bad. Like I was actually kind of into it. It was the helicopter lightsabers.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Because what the fuck is that? Like,
Was that what the Inquisitors used?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
goddamn helicopter lightsabers.
It was weird, but at the same time, I'm opposite of Cody. I didn't find it like offensively bad. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Just stupid to me. I don't know. It's like, why do you have to fly? Why? Like, you're trained by Darth Vader. Why? Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then the use of Admiral Thrawn, like he wasn't as menacing as I don't know, maybe it's just me, but he didn't seem too intimidating.
He should have been used like Tarkin at the beginning of the series when he was having people's heads cut off for being disloyal and stuff. They could have used Thrawn more than that. Like I liked his the way he would plan things. I liked his character, but yeah, they could have put him in those shoes more often.
Mm-hmm.
Not like we haven't seen enough of Tarkin anyway. So
right. Yeah. I've said before. Go ahead, Cody.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead.
I've said before what I'd like to see with Tarkin, because he does show up in Rebels, I think, like once or twice.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Tarkin before he's a Moff and is just like a lieutenant or something, and him leading like stormtroopers to like squash little rebellions and all that kind of stuff, and watching him kind of cut his teeth and become the Grand Moff and like what he did to achieve that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I mean, this show they take so much time on Lawful.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It's Ezra's home planet. Wow, fucking whoop-de-doo. But there's so many other planets in the galaxy they could have been trying to help save. But instead, they spend so much time on Lawful. And it's like, I get it. It's important. But it shouldn't take the whole entire series to help that planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mind-blowing to me that they're like, yeah, we're fucking creative. It's like, yeah. But it's the whole time you're on this planet or focusing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know they get away from it with the Mandalorians and stuff, but God, it was just so annoying. And I think the thing that made me the most mad, actually it is, and it's what just made me completely done with the show, was the whole time travel aspect with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I talked about this earlier this morning on my show. Like, yeah, I think they destroyed the time travel device thing, but the fact that you're introducing time travel into Star Wars, which has never at all hinted at time travel, and nor should it ever be relatively close to Star Wars, was introduced into this show.
Yeah. That's the thing. Once you introduce time travel, all bets are off.
It cheapens everything.
Mm-hmm. Cheapens every death, every action, every encounter, everything. Because they can just hit the reset button. Oh, let's go back and change that.
Well, they pull Ahsoka out of her timeline, like out of the past, and save her. It's like she should have just died there.
Yep.
But no, you're going to pull her out. And what's stopping you from going to fucking Anakin as a little kid, knowing he turns into Darth Vader, and be like, oh, I'm going to fucking decapitate little Annie, and then throw that into the pod race? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What were you going to say, Tony?
No, I'm just that's what really turned me off to the show. Ruined the entire show for me. Was in the 4th season because Ahsoka, it was so beautiful. That was the best Disney Star Wars I still think I've seen, was when her and Darth Vader squared off, and just how they left things was perfect, and they just ruined it. And I don't know why you'd piss on your painting like that, but
yeah. No, I agree. I think that was kind of the perfect way for her to go out was, to be standing up and trying to, cement herself against her former master, and even for Darth Vader, because I saw that as symbolizing like him killing off one of the last remnants of Anakin Skywalker inside of himself.
Exactly.
So,
and when he was speaking, when his his mask was cracked, they took James Earl Jones and Matt Lanter, who spoke as Anakin in the Clone Wars, and they blended their voice. I mean, that was such a powerful scene. That was really good Star Wars. And it's just rendered meaningless now.
Yeah. That was a tearjerker for sure.
Oh, but it's like they. Sorry.
No. That was the Ahsoka and Vader scene. You said. Okay, so that's the world. Is that the World Beyond Worlds gimmick?
That's later in the season.
Okay.
But they go back to that point.
Okay.
So
basically, they get this, or Ezra somehow, I forgot, but he finds this little like Jedi tomb or something, this Force tomb that has this time travel thing in it. And it's more of like magical than like an actual device, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's somewhere between like the Force and like ancient magic and all this kind of crap.
So they basically like Ezra uses the time travel thing and then goes back to that duel between Ahsoka and Vader. And right before Vader basically like gives it to her, giggity, he basically like pulls Ahsoka into the time travel realm and saves her. And then Vader's kind of like, what the fuck?
Okay.
And Vader kind of catches on to it, but it doesn't really go anywhere with that. But then you find out that the Emperor essentially is there too. So Ezra basically has to like survive the Emperor.
Yeah.
And it just feels like a shitty video game at that point of like,
that's kind of what it sounds like.
It was it was dumb. And the Emperor almost had time travel control of everything. So it was like, well, what's the point? I don't know. Like, it was just like, everything could have ended there.
That's why you can't put too much faith into Dave Filoni.
Cowboy Dave.
Yeah, that's historically speaking of that's not to take away from that blunder that he made, but overall he's reliable. I'd say he's about, like, if you give him a task, like if you gave him a story from Star Wars, you can bet with about, I'd say probably 80 to 85% certainty that you're gonna like what he gives you back.
Yeah.
So
Jon Favreau's the same way though. He doesn't get enough credit for the beginnings of what he did with the MCU. And a lot of it goes to Kevin Feige, but Favreau's in on the ground floor of that. And I think he's creative, smart enough, creative enough to, kind of know what the paying Star Wars customers want, not the blue check mark crowd, the actual paying customers. And that's what I like so much about The Mandalorian. That's another thing. Somebody on we were talking about. I was talking about, it was on my Star Wars post in it was the Doomcox Army group, from that Star Wars group I got kicked out of the other day. For those of you who haven't seen the post, I screen shared it and I've still got it. I made it into like image combiners because there's like a couple threads of text. All I said was this guy asked about writing Star Wars fan fiction, and I mean, now, am I sarcastic? Absolutely. But did I attack him, or, was I mean to him? Did I hurt his fifis? No, I didn't. It wasn't anything like that. I mean, let me find him. Image combiner right here. Okay. So he said, let's see, I gotta turn aside because of my reading glasses. This is just wondering, is writing Star Wars fanfic still worth the time and effort nowadays? I have an overwhelming urge to write one. And I said, why not? The sequel trilogy is little more than Tumblr fanfic and Twitter blue checkmark logic. Have at it. And
I'm sure he'd write a better one.
I got the first comment was, well, that was nasty. And then within like 2 comments, an admin comes in. You're entitled to your opinion here, but try to be less hostile about it. Thanks. Okay, that's from an admin in the group. And then within 2 more comments, he said, and now I never said the term feminist or SJWs, not once. Not once did I say that. I picked the movies apart. And this girl above the admin says, we're about 2 comments from him ranting about SJWs and feminists. And I'm like, no, I didn't lose my red stapler. That wasn't me.
It wasn't me, Garen. Wasn't me with my red stapler.
And then
Yeah,
Nick,
you would have been on an elf rant, and then that would have just been fuck. Kick him out now.
Go ahead, Sal.
I say I feel like these people are the ones that grew up with their parents covering their eyes whenever Bambi's mom got shot.
Yes. Yes.
They probably eat their cereal in the morning wearing goggles and a fucking snorkeler or some shit.
They have to wear a life vest in the house. They're afraid of drowning.
Scuba Steve.
But seriously, dude, so this admin, this soy-faced admin says to me, he's like, Pete Nayuko, this is how it is. You're allowed to dislike the movies if you wish. Just don't trash them out of respect for your fellow fans. You can say you dislike them and move on. The language you are using here will get you in trouble. We encourage thoughtful discussion and debate. What you are doing here is neither. Consider this an official warning. And so I took 3 paragraphs and ripped apart the sequel trilogy eloquently. Never once did I use SJW, feminist, talk about any political ideologies being involved in. I really didn't. I talked about the writing. And the last thing I said before I got kicked out was The Last Jedi was garbage on a big budget. Rise of Skywalker was 3 different movies shoved into one because of The Last Jedi being such a mess. I mean, honestly, The Rise of Skywalker put 2 identical MacGuffins in the story. Let's not start on the Death Star being intact and having a working automatically operated door that still opens flawlessly after being in the water for 30 plus years, or that there were pieces at all after the explosion of that magnitude. And then I got kicked the fuck out. Like I got
what
kicked out.
What you're saying is that you're racist.
And that was the thing is like, and that's what I gave credit to The Force Awakens. I says, if they really were worried about representation, they botched the perfect. I said, you had Finn, you had a stormtrooper redemption arc. The guy happened to be black. You have a great redemption arc story right there. You want diversity? That's pretty diverse, right? You've got it. That's a layup.
Wearing white armor, Pete. God.
And then Ryan Johnson comes along and makes Finn a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
Like completely ruined everything. Now, I'm not saying I like The Force Awakens. All right, don't get that twisted. But out of the 3 of those movies, if I have to pick with a gun to my head which one I'm going to watch, I will pick The Force Awakens because I would rather have bamboo shoots shoved under my fingernails, like I'm John McCain in the POW camp in Nam, than frickin' have to watch The Last Jedi. I don't know, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I mean, The Last Jedi is horrible.
Excuse me.
It is horrible. So in Rise of Skywalker, like I said, I watched it once and I don't see myself ever watching that again. I'm just going to tell my son it doesn't exist.
I haven't even seen it once, and I don't plan on ever watching it.
Have you watched Mahler's review?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I fucking love that.
I got to watch his review of that. I really do.
The Unbridled Rage one. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Of the Rise of Skywalker, yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, it's so fantastic. Like, he just unloads on it, and he just spits logic at it. It's like, hello, how do people not see this shit?
His review of The Last Jedi was like 17 hours long, I think.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about I was gonna do a review for The Rise of Skywalker, and then he came out with that, and I was like, I don't need to do one now.
Yeah.
Like everything he said, I was like, this is perfect.
Yep. There's like really nowhere to go from that. I know I talked about that damn movie enough, and it's like I've done one. Hey, I got 2 thumbs down. Nice.
Hey-o.
Yeah, baby. We're big time now around here. Shit. Thumbs down. I like it. Because it still helped me in the algorithm. So
we're getting ratioed.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to thumb me down. But no, I didn't want to talk about Star Wars anymore. And then I did a Palpatine video about when all the shit came out about him being a clone, and I haven't done a Star Wars video since, and now I'm going to do one about this High Republic, but I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to wait because tomorrow is Stool Ben review day for Cleveland Brown. That's right. The Halloween 2018 review is coming. I'm blowing the dust off of it, and Cleveland's going to review it tomorrow. So nobody believes me that I'm actually going to do it, but this is going to happen tomorrow. This is by tomorrow night. That will be ready. And speaking of tomorrow night, the Super Happy Fun Time Wrestling podcast comes back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be joined by Mad Dog Warren, Brother Will Vendetta, and Kendo Slice of World Class Bullshitters will be joining the program tomorrow night. So we'll be ranting about wrestling. I'm sure we'll talk about the empty arena WrestleMania that I did not watch. I've worked indie shows where there's been like 5 people in the crowd, so that's basically like watching an empty arena WrestleMania right there on a smaller scale with more out of shape wrestlers. So yeah, there's that. And at this point, I think we're gonna wrap. We've been going about 2.5 hours now. I think we're at a point where we can wrap it up with 10 people still in the chat, guys. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to go around and give everybody a solo highlight. I'll start with Mr. Tony Tonedef here, and you tell us what you got going on, brother.
I'm considered essential, so I got that going on for me.
You mean sacrificial?
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, that's really it right now. Just working, taking care of the family, taking this time to, enlighten myself, and that's kind of it. Hanging out here every Monday night on the Place to Be reviews.
Well, thank you, and I do appreciate you being a guest as always, brother. I do appreciate it. Go over, if you're not subscribed to Tony Tonedef, go over and subscribe to his channel now. And if you don't, you're missing the bus. Coming up next, Cody from Goober Brothers Entertainment.
Yo, what's poppin'? I'm fucking hungry. So later on this week, I'm gonna have another morning show or quarantine stream, whatever you want to call it. Sounds like I'm peeing inside. Whatever. Anyways, so I'm gonna be doing another quarantine stream with my buddy Thomas. We did one this morning, so if you guys want to check that out, that is the first quarantine stream of this beer flu season, kung flu season, whatever. But anyways, but it was a lot of fun today. It's a long ass stream. It was like 3 hours long. But if you guys want to go back and watch that, go ahead. We'll be doing another one later on this week, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, thanks for having me on here, Pete.
Oh man, thanks for being on. And we're not doing a boardroom episode this week. I believe next week, possibly, gentlemen.
That's a strong possibility.
All right.
An even stronger possibility for me. You're good, sir.
Good. And guys, I want to apologize to everybody. We had a great show last Wednesday in the boardroom with Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters, and the stream is unlisted right now. I'm going to edit it back up. I have to take out a few things, but yeah, I'm going to edit it up, and that stream will be back up and available for you guys to check out because it was a really good episode we had. So that will be back available in the back catalog of videos here. Now let me toss it over to Steve from Franchise History TV. Tell us about what projects you got coming up for the channel, brother.
What I got this week? This week I have a Justice League video coming up. Basically, just the story around the Justice League DCAU, how that came to be, and how that went down. So I got that coming up. Then I have a Batman versus Spider-Man. Basically, who's the better hero? I got that coming around. So, yep. I think that should be all for this week.
That's it. All right. Well, yep. You guys go over and subscribe to Franchise History TV. Let's get him and Goober Brothers and Tony all up to let's get them all up past that 100 mark here pretty soon. I would really like to see that. And speaking of milestones, my brother Salvador here is at he's up to the 206 mark now.
Yes, sir.
He's one of the big timers. What do you got going on, bro? I did watch that Killer Croc video today, and very well done. And that figure looks fucking badass.
Oh yeah, I've been working on this in the background here. So let me update it here. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. That's fine. So yeah, I've been doing lots of stuff. I had my I guess we're just gonna kick it with that. That's cool. So I had my first customization video go live today. It's a time lapse where I customize a $7 figure and, in my opinion, vastly improve on it and make it probably into like a $20 figure. But I've passed the 206 mark, and so chugging right along. I have content coming out every day until April 17th, and that's until I just make more. And yeah, so I was a surprise guest tonight, just here having fun, because, if you ain't having fun, then what's the point? You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. It's all about coming out here, hanging out with my friends, hanging out with all of you, and, you know, again, if you can't have fun with your friends, then why be here? That's why I'm here, man. I'm here to have fun with all of you, and tonight has been a blast.
Well, thank you for joining us. I know it was last minute, man, and I'm glad you were able to come on tonight, Sal.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Anytime I can come on, I love streaming. I love hanging out and talking to all you guys, because it doesn't feel like work for me. I'm just here hanging out with my friends.
That's it, my man. That is it. This and like I said, everybody always clowns me because there's weeks where I'll stream, five days a week, plus do videos. And it's a little tough for me to do that now because like I said, my wife was working from home with all that's going on. So my office is her office now. And I know she sits in here and plays with my toys all day and fucking lies to me about it because I see him move slightly. But no, I really want to keep streaming, and like I said, I want to have I'm going to try to get some more new guests on, and just keep things fresh. I like having the cast, the rotation of cast members. I appreciate every single one of you guys for taking the time to come out and chat. You guys in the chat, Ray's Double Dong, Keely Chow, fucking Manliness and Motivation, Linkalex 7. Everybody else that was in Admiral Tiberius, thank you guys. You guys take your time. There's anything else in the world you could be doing, but you're here with us. And we appreciate that. Cause like Sal said, if you don't enjoy it, then what are you even doing? This is fun to me. I'm not trying to make money off this. Am I trying to grow my channel? Absolutely. That's just because I want a bigger reach, because I feel like our small group that is growing into a bigger group has a message that we can get out, and it's definitely a message that's worthy of sharing with people, that we're not all arseholes, and we come from very, very diverse backgrounds, and we all bond over this little thing called entertainment and pop culture. So thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Like I said, tomorrow you'll get that highly anticipated Halloween 2018 review in the form of a stool bin review, you bastards. That'll be coming out tomorrow. The wrestling podcast tomorrow at 9 p.m. Wednesday, you'll get a single release video out of me. It'll probably be a Star Wars video, because I really don't have many. Like I said, Batwoman's not on, so I'm missing my bae, Ruby Rose. So yeah, Thursday be a video, and Friday I will be on Raiders of the Lost Flicks Live Friday night, watching Miami Connection and Samurai Cop with Adam and Linkalex 7, Alex, and Jeff Hicks and Nick Utam. So that'll be fun. It's a big week here, and that is such a cool fucking setup. Look at us.
Fucking love that, dude.
Look at us, dude. I'm one of the Hydra guys. That is so fucking cool.
I'm so glad I'm a damn clone trooper. Holy shit.
Yes. And there's a Roger Back there.
And green's my favorite color. Oh my god.
That's so fucking cool. And Sal always sets these up so nice. I love this. This is, yeah, I just love that I'm a Hydra agent, because, and I've said it before, every night before I put my kid to bed, I say, I love you, good night, and hail Hydra. And I walk out of his bedroom. So with that being said, this has been episode 95. Oh yeah, wait, watch parties. I almost forgot. Oh my God, watch parties, ladies and gentlemen. Watch parties. 200 subscriber watch party. That is going to be coming up. I will announce that tomorrow on across the platforms of social media and in my video tomorrow, the exact date. But we're going to watch. I'm leaning towards UHF by Weird Al, but I really want everybody to have access to it. That's the thing. It is available on YouTube, but you have to pay for it. So I'm going to try to find somewhere we can stream it free, because I really want to watch UHF. And then we'll be doing a watch party for my favorite fucking Star Wars movie, one of my favorite movies overall ever. Empire Strikes Back turns 40 next month, May 21st. So mark your calendars for, I believe it's Saturday, May 23rd.
Yes,
we are going to do a Empire Strikes Back watch party for that. So of the Blu-ray. So yeah, we'll be.
Did you just say Ray?
Triggered.
You're triggering me.
Triggered. So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. And like I said, I'll let you know when we're gonna do the 200 subscriber. It'll be before, obviously, a couple weeks before that, because my birthday is a week from what's today? Today's the 6th. So I've got, like I said, 13 days to my birthday now. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be doing a watch party around there too. That's when I kind of want to do the 200 subscriber one around my birthday. So we'll do that. We'll plan that. I'll have a date tomorrow, and yeah. So that's it. Thank you guys for joining us here for episode 95, the place to be reviews. I'm Etep Wokuian, and I've been here with all of yous. And what do I say at the end of every video and every episode? I say, if I don't see you, you guys have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and stay away from the cabrona. That's it. That's what it's all about, man. We're out of
Who's
here.
on the other side of Ray's double dong?
Oh shit, that's a frightening proposition.